Ashton's over here playing fantasy football.
Yo, fantasy football. What? I want to see this.
Ashton's like, I gotta pick my Tom Brady.
Oh man, like everyone's camera's vanished. I'm so sad. Oh, there it is.
Gotta pick my Tom Brady.
Hey, you know,
Listen, I don't know anything about football.
I don't know anything about soccer. Does that mean we have something to talk about or no?
Plead the fifth, because I
We're
wasn't
talking
paying
about
attention.
soccer.
That's fair. Yeah, because it's called football in other countries. Oh,
No, it was a good joke. It was good.
it's really
Quality
not.
solid.
It's okay. I'm really bad at
It was a
everything.
debatable joke. That's why we're debating it.
Yep.
Matt, are we talking about your love life again? Can we do that?
Sure. What would
So-
you like to know about my love life?
So
I'm about to go live so
What's
everyone
your-
can hear
What's
this.
your type?
I have a
What's your
type?
type?
I have a type?
I'm asking.
Breathing.
Pretty much.
Heartbeat.
Honestly, yeah, probably.
Heartbeat
Okay,
and very
does she
unlikely
have
to stab him.
Extra penis.
Actually, I mean, she probably could stab me, and it would probably still be fine.
Okay.
Would
Are
prefer not to
we-
be stabbed, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, preferably not, but you know, whatever.
Guy, gal, non-binary pal. What are you
Preferably a
looking for?
female.
I said extra
Okay.
penis. I know. It's
Nick,
okay.
That's why I was confused.
Nick, you don't speak for me, okay? We've known each other for what, like a week?
But he does speak for the trees.
He does, in fact, speak for,
For
the
some
trees.
fucking reason, they're speaking Vietnamese.
Does she have to be tall? Does she have to be short? How tall are you, Matt?
I'm 6'2", bordering on 6'3".
He's too tall. Kill him.
6'2".
I'm a pretty tall individual, yeah.
Okay. How long have you been
6'2",
6'2"?
450.
How long have I been 6'2"? About as long as
Yeah.
I've been alive.
That's
Okay,
at
so
least
you
high
just
school.
came out of the womb.
I think I capped in height somewhere around freshman year to 8th grade. Yeah.
You were 6'2" as an 8th grader?
Yeah.
You must have been so cool.
I wasn't at all. I'm a.
The robotics club made sure of that.
There it is.
How many people were in your respective high schools? Just out of curiosity.
I graduated with a class of 210.
Okay.
Ooh. I graduated
Yeah.
with a class of 500.
Yeah, I couldn't get anywhere close
We
to
had
that.
we had
84.
300. So
84.
there were
36.
52 in my class when I graduated.
I'm sorry. Katie Infinity is saying "Short Gang Rise Up," and I don't know if I should be included in that because I'm 6'2".
No,
You're
that's
not
me.
in short
Yep.
gang.
Okay, cool.
6'2", 450.
Did you just call
I
me
am-
6'2", 450? Wait, hold on. What the fuck, Nick?
I said that like 5 minutes ago. Someone laughed.
Oh, Katie says I'm too tall. It's a
I, was
shame.
to say, I heard somebody laugh. It sounded male. But
Well, for what it's worth, I'm half an inch shorter than I used to be. The last time I went to my doctor, they're like, "No, you're not 6'2". I said, "Yeah, "But I am. I've always been 6'2".
You
you
need to-
100% shrink as you age.
Yes, you do. But
I'm aware because gravity sucks.
Yeah. But I also have to ask Yisu, do you slouch? Jadara, you're allowed to answer this.
But of course,
And that's probably why. Josh, what
I
are you,
have
like,
nothing to
5'11"?
hide except for the things I don't want you to know.
Yeah, that's fair. Josh, what are you, like 5'11", 5'10"?
I am, according to the military, either 5'8" or 5'9".
Oh.
The military
Either?
doing you dirty.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize you could
there
do
were
this.
sometimes I would go and get measured, and they're like, "Yeah, you're this," and there's
They
sometimes I'm like, "Hey,
they measured
yeah,
your
they'll
hair.
never make up their
They,
mind.
they literally measured your hair. Oh, that's
My
funny.
hair is very flat against my head, so
I'm-
I doubt that is it."
I'm so glad we've moved on to not talking about my non-existent love life.
I was like, are we gonna play D&D or what?
What the fuck happened?
I don't know if everyone's ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Katie's ready.
Katie is ready.
Matt,
Katie
Matt.
is also
Disappeared
5'3".
entirely.
I feel like Katie's a little too tall to be in the short gang, you know?
Wait a minute. Are you allowed to
Who's
be
that?
friends with Double A at 5'3"? I mean,
Oh, that's true too.
I mean,
Double A, how tall are
I
you?
accept her. I am 5'5.5",
Yeah, see, she's definitely in tall gang, right? So like, or like at least average, right? Isn't 5'6" the average for women?
I feel like it is.
think my
I'm
mom's
average height thing.
5'6".
Well, can we stop
Well, you're
talking
not
about
upset.
averages? I know where this conversation is headed.
What?
Oh, where's it headed?
Where is it headed?
God
What?
bless you.
Average height for a United States woman is 5'4".
Oh, so you're actually taller than average,
Okay.
which means you're in tall gang. But Katie's telling me to step off because apparently she's your bestie. I don't know how true that is. It's time for the truth to come out right now.
She is my best friend.
Ah, I see. Fair.
Besides
Does
Baz.
Nick
Baz is my best
Have
friend.
a +10 modifier.
No, he doesn't. I don't
Yes.
know why his character
We don't
sheet
know
is
why
doing
he's
that.
doing that.
He has a +4.
in the
to his-
mods.
No,
Pretty sure
I've
it's
looked.
like-
I've literally gone through his
In the
entire
settings?
character sheet. Yes,
Yeah,
and I cannot
I'm-
find why it is there.
there's
I'm-
absolutely no reason for my character.
I'm
to
just over here trying to picture Katie as Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, huh? You know what? I can probably do that.
Katie
Katie
never
never
lies.
lies. That's interesting.
That's
But-
what I'm saying.
but
so
do you-
Pinocchio?
If you admit the truth though, does that make you a liar still?
You mean if you just neglect to speak?
Yeah, pretty much.
You just
Well,
plead the fifth.
let me check with my bosses.
Jadara?
Sorry?
He's checking with his boss. That's obviously you.
Well, he said bosses, so I assume he's talking to the cat.
Oh, I
That is
lie to
also
them all
fair.
the time.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely you.
Don't worry, animals. Everything will be okay. I will feed you in half an hour.
All right, Katie, I have to ask, if you never lie, do you ever admit the truth? Because if so, if you don't, I have a lot of questions to ask.
She's never
There's a
lied a day in her
song?
life.
Huh?
Pretty big back in the 80s.
All right. So we were playing D&D, right?
What? What's
Trying.
No, I just
Deny
deliver
and
things
deny
gently if it's bad
destruct?
news.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lord.
There are not deer gods in this, Josh.
No, but it took.
He has no idea
I
what
was
to say
curious,
to
so I
that.
just checked, and there's like a full minute worth of lag between us on Discord and Twitch.
That has to be you, because for me, on my own Twitch page, it's like maybe 5 seconds.
Hold on, let me unmute it. I'll tell you.
From my 28
I-
invite, I
I
gathered
pinged-
that it's Josh.
It's okay. Thanks, thanks, Chaz. Get
I
wrecked.
pinged one of the towers and then switched to the Twitch, and it took like a full minute for the ping to show up on the Twitch video.
Yeah, that's totally you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's about 5 seconds on my end. So he's near real time.
It's fine. All right, so we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, right? That's what's going on here. That's presumably
Yes.
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad everyone.
D&D
I'm glad.
stands for something else.
I have no idea what else it would apply to. However, I'm sure I could come up with a name if you wanted me to. Anyway, I'm gonna do a roll call because apparently that's how I start every single one of our sessions, especially now that we're starting over. So I'm gonna use it to make like a pretext. So starting from the top, we have Double A.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Do I say something? I'm so nervous. I don't know
You
what
can
to
just
say.
start with hi, and then we'll talk about characters and stuff in a bit.
Okay. Hi.
Cool. Next we've got, at least in this Discord call list order, we have Spazzard, who is called Barry Allen on Discord, so he's just seconded lied for some reason.
Good day, mate.
Alright, he's Australian this time instead of
Australian.
Southern. Even better. Next we've got the Bard himself, the man, the myth, the Warlock. Hi, Josh.
I don't remember the last time I've played a bard now. Now I
You
think about it.
you
and it's
played
really
it. You
funny.
played it in Corey's game. When I played
Yeah, for,
Ivan.
like,
When I played Ivan, yeah.
hey, fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking Ivan.
Next we've got probably the parent of the group, presumably, maybe one of them. I don't know. Isu.
He's the mom. He's the mom.
Mom,
No, he's definitely dead. He's
Mom?
definitely dead.
hello.
Hi, how's it going?
My stream deck is disconnecting randomly, so it's going great.
You should just send it to me and I'll use it. I mean, next in line, we've got the mysterious, the significant, other modular signifiers that I can't come up with at the moment. We have Jadara.
Present.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is great. And finally, we've got Nick.
Hello.
Oh God, he's European.
No, no, no.
Oh God,
So,
stop.
sorry, it's not Nick, it's Cletus.
No, it's not yet. It is
Oh,
right
no.
now. It is Nick. His character's name is
Cletus.
Cletus. All right, so let's give a bit of pretext about what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. So we are restarting our D&D campaign due to a lot of significant modifiers. A being time, B being poor planning, C being I'm really bad at this whole thing called being a dungeon master, and D because it was about time. We consider that first little section, scenario, what have you, with Frosh.
And friends.
I couldn't remember the name of any other character. Frosh, Bella Rafe. Hold on, I can.
Okay.
Hold on, don't help him.
Hold on. Sorry, hold on.
Let him struggle.
He's cheating.
Bella
He's
Rafe.
cheating.
Shut up.
Literally a joke.
With Frosh, Bella Rafe, Kilowatt, Cramden, Ladak, and Nick's character that I don't actually remember the name of, and he changed the name of his
Thubarg.
character. Thubarg, that's right.
Sister abuser.
We consider that a bit of a test run in regards to this
Stepsister.
to this advancement of the campaign, and now we are restarting from scratch with slightly new characters. For some, vastly new characters, entirely different classes, races, proficiencies, abilities, etc. And we're gonna give it a go with me actually taking the time to let everyone learn the world just as much as they want to, and it should be pretty interesting, right? I think so. Okay.
Hell yeah, brother.
Indeed.
Yeah. Josh, did you just follow me again?
Indubitably.
I don't know what happened to my other account, but I am logged into I think my older account, and I don't know why or how I got logged out of my newer account. So yes.
I have so many questions. That's okay. So we are in the crater of Sandoria, a very prominent country within the world of Idranale, a homebrew world of my own design. We are in a time known as the Age of Silence, a time several thousand years after the disappearance of the gods. The Council of the Gods have vanished, and no one knows. I'm not agreeing to that as I'm trying to explain things, Nick. Thanks for interrupting that. That's kind of you. So we find ourselves, the party finds themselves within the realm of Sandoria, a crater within the world of Idranale, and in a time without gods, yet clerics still find strength, warlocks still find connections, paladins still find someone to swear their might to, druids finding still ways yet to bond with nature and in the ways of which that follow. And we find ourselves in a very peculiar scenario. In the time that we are in, the Age of Silence that I mentioned before, the crater of Sandoria has found itself in a very particular conundrum. And that conundrum being that, for one reason or another, any attempt of exploration into or outside of the crater of which they find themselves has been met with no result. And what I mean by that is that anyone who leaves the crater is never seen again. And in addition to that, anyone who has ever come into the crater has no idea of what remains outside of it. It's been a very interesting situation that they found themselves in, but there is no proof or admittance one way or another as to what lies outside of the crater. Some theorize that nothing exists. Some think it's the realm of the new gods. Some think it is the land of the dead. Though, of course, due to the strange magical occurrences that have been happening, no one knows for sure. So, Sandoria, becoming this self-isolated nation in the continent of Idranil, finds themselves attempting to become self-sufficient. They have the Arum Plains to the east that generates most of the food eaten throughout the kingdom. They have the Viathan Icelands to the southwest that generate many of the ores and materials. They have the Verber jungle, which gives much of the lumber found within the world. And they have a few locations that seem to defy what most think are logic. Sandoria has been a very popular kingdom for a very long time, so when areas such as I'm sorry, I actually forgot its name, one moment. I need to pull up my notes for today. I did not have those up yet, I apologize. So when people find places like the Antiqua Plateau, a location of barren wasteland and old ruins, they often find themselves in wonder of what Sandoria's past truly is, when, at least in recent memory and in recent recorded history, there has been no mention of the Antiqua Plateau or anything in relation to it. Even yet still, in these thousands of years since the crater was created, investigation and trips into the Verber jungle has led to fruitless efforts, no one knowing what truly lies within this strange fog jungle. And very many other secrets, the Prismatic Isle being certainly one of the most strange ones, a floating island in the midst of a menagerie of what seems to be biomes separated to the south. One thing for sure, however, is that in a world that seems as chaotic and random and full of mystery as the crater tends to be, so too do those people who challenge what is and isn't the world. And what I mean by that is that this is the time when adventurers culminate together and attempt to uncover what these mysteries are. They attempt to uncover the truth of the land of which they live and seem to no longer escape from. And that brings us to the capital city of Sandoria, a place known as Gilda, found right in the center. In Gilda, it's a very large city, and it is separated into about 5 sections. I don't actually have the new map for this ready yet, but that is okay. Gilda, as I mentioned, is separated into 5 sections. There are 4 exterior, 1 for each cardinal direction, and a center city that is normally reserved for nobility. However, it is a very fascinating time, an exciting time in the city of Gilda right now, as we all find ourselves, all of my new players and fellow story writers in this case, we find ourselves in a very monumentous occasion. It is a yearly event that occurs in Gilda known as the Great Trial. The Great Trial is a gathering of would-be adventurers from across Sandoria's very many cities, several within Arum Plains, several within the Viathan Icelands, even a couple within the Insoro Wood and the Zephyrus Desert. Many people gather into Gilda in attempts to take this great trial to join the Guild, which is a massive organization of powerful adventurers who have, rumors say, gone through every nook and cranny of Sandoria and come back to tell the tale. Interestingly enough, however, they still recruit adventurers every year, and if they have made certain discoveries, they certainly haven't made the public know it. we find ourselves in this town of festivities, broken into 4 sections, each into the cardinal directions, as I mentioned before. Each sort of its own branch within this singular guild. Always looking to recruit new members, but of course, in order to join, one must complete the Great Trial. It is a short quest of sorts that is where many of the recruited individuals are placed into groups and are tasked with some quest to, sometimes it's to hunt down a group of monsters, sometimes it's to retrieve a certain relic of sorts, others it's to explore a place that hasn't quite been discovered or hasn't been thoroughly mapped out. However, we're going to begin in Gilda, and we're going to be looking at where everyone really is in the world right now. Just as a point of reference, I'm going to be using the old map of Gilda just to kind of give us a better basis for where everyone can be. However, this is very different from the current Gilda that we will be using. Specifically, it is not on the crossing of the 2 rivers, rather beside it. And the other significant detail is that rather than the crossing of rivers at the center, there is actually a very large portion of the city that has been cut away for Aqualius, the city of nobles, where the ruling body within the Sandoria crater subsides. So for the first rolls of the game, I would like everyone, if you remember how, to roll me initiative, and we're going to see who gets to go first in telling us where they are in the city, and what exactly it is that they're doing.
Do we need character tokens to do this, or no?
Not right now. This is more of to give everyone an idea of like what it is they want to start at.
Stupid decimal places, fans.
Well, that decimal place is important for a few reasons. Helps break ties.
I can still call it stupid.
I mean, I can call you stupid, and then we can just all be said. Alrighty, so it looks like we find ourselves looking at one specific human within the guild, or within Gilda. Spaz, do you want to tell us who you're playing and what they're doing right now?
Indeed. So Andrew is a human ranger. He wears a lot of green. Is that important? Maybe. That may come up as a thing. He carries a bow as his primary weapon. He's very comfortable with it, and he is just generally milling around, trying to pick up on any idea of... He's heard about the trial in the past few days and is interested in doing it, but doesn't really know any details beyond that, so he's trying to figure out like where he needs to go, what he needs to do, but he's not comfortable talking to anyone, so he's just kind of like lurking around trying to overhear conversations about that and then move towards that direction.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check, and we'll see how well your hearing is. We'll see whether or not you can pick up on whatever it is that the people are talking about. So with a 19 on perception, Ace, you've got pretty good ears. I mean, despite only arriving in Gilda recently, all of the hubbub and the population, all of the sounds and everything, you can still pick up the key details like you were hunting back in the forests from where you started from. And it's real easy to pick up that there is a guild building specifically within Aqualius that is it's where the Great Trial begins. But to get in there is a trial in and of itself, because the guards don't just let anyone pass into Aqualius. It is a right. It is a or it is not a right. Forgive me. It is
Privilege.
it is a privilege. Thank you. That is the word I was looking for. And so knowing this information, Ace, what would you like to do?
I think he would try to continue, basically, now that he knows step one is get into the guild building,
Okay.
he is going to move closer to that and try kind of the same thing of listening to people, like, potentially talking about how they want to get in. The assumption that he's running on is, since this is a pretty common thing, there might be a lot, like, it's probably kind of a big event in the city, and hopefully a lot of people are talking about it.
A lot of people are talking about the event itself, but even with your perception check, you're not entirely sure as to how to gain passage. I mean, people are talking about these guards. They're very strict. They look for paperwork. They're looking for they're looking for any reason to stop someone from getting in. Are you still making your way towards the gates to Aqualius?
Yes.
Okay. So after a few moments, it takes you very little time passing through the city. In the few days that you've been here, you've probably scouted it out fairly well, gotten an idea of the layout, how the town is structured, that sort of thing. And you managed, taking a couple back ways, a couple alleys, you managed to get to the gates pretty quickly. And even from this distance, you can see that there is a long line. You are at the northern gate to Aqualius, and there is a significantly long line at this gate of potential adventurers, everyone from shabby clothing and a dagger, all to some wearing what seems to be the finest of chainmail with long swords on their hips and shields on their backs. You see, and it is not just a few that you see as they approach the guards at the gate. You hear what can only be assumed is mockery and rejection, as they are quite literally shoved out of the line, calling on to the next person.
So is there, like, one entrance being this gate, or would there potentially be other ways to get into the city?
You roll me in. I'm gonna call this an insight check, which I know you're really good at.
Maybe roll an Arcana.
Yeah, right. So a 13 on insight
should be really good.
you know that there is other entrances to Aqualius. There are 4, one for each cardinal direction, sectioned out into each city. As to how you're going to get in, your only guess is probably through the gates.
Would it be possible at all, knowing what I know about the world and how things work,
Sure.
to sneak through the gates?
You can certainly try. Is that what you would like to do?
Is there I'm guessing there's, like, the main area. Is there, like, are there, like, walls on the other sides that would maybe be less in the super obvious road in, that I could attempt to maybe climb over quietly?
Roll me a perception check here. I know our current map isn't very suited, so it's very hard to tell.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to make sure I have a...
Okay, a natural 20. All right, so
Nice.
so you take some time during the day. You look for your way in. Obviously, you don't have the paperwork that's going to get you through the gates. You don't have the fancy armor. You don't have the prestige. So you clearly don't have the privilege. But that doesn't mean everyone has to have that privilege. And that comes to mind when you actually catch a glimpse of someone else who had a similar idea to yours. An individual in dark clothing that seems to... Well, to give you a better idea, Aqualius is not a walled city. It is actually a bridged one. It seems that when the city was founded, a section of the land was physically carved out to allow water to run through, to section off this portion of land from the rest of the four corners of the city. So there is not so much a wall as there is a moat. I mean, there is a smaller wall on the other side, but it's nothing like what the city's walls are, or anything else that you've seen. It's just sort of a divider of sorts. So you see an individual slinking down into the water and actually beginning to swim across. And you see them get a majority of the way across before they're kind of broken up by the waves of the passing water. And you're not quite sure whether or not they made it across completely, but they definitely did seem to avoid the guards.
All right. I will attempt to swim.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check.
Could it be acrobatics?
It could not, because you are not doing any sort of acrobatic maneuver. You are merely swimming.
Yeah, but that's acrobatic.
It is unfortunately not how that works.
I believe in you.
Okay. A 12 will
Very
see you across to the other side. You do think to yourself that these waves they're taller than what you'd expect from a man-made river. And so you feel yourself kind of pushed and pulled about. And by the time you reach the small cliffside to climb your way out, you are actually underneath one of the bridges leading into the Aqualius.
Got it. I would like to try and look out for any potential guards that would be around.
Because you
See
are...
if anyone-
So I'll use the natural 20 from earlier, because I feel like I didn't give you quite enough for that. As you're looking about, you don't see necessarily any guards along the small divider, the small wall top, but you do know for a fact there are at least 2 guards on top, like at Aqualius's entrance to the bridge that separates the Gilda from Aqualius. So you know that you are directly under at least 2 guards.
Okay. I want to attempt to sneak past them.
Okay, you're going to have to climb the bridge, or climb the cliff first to get onto the bridge. Because you are still in the water. It's about 10 feet.
Okay. Is along the bank, is it like pretty level, or are there shorter portions of
There's actually not really a bank to this. It is as though the land was split away, and you are actually treading water at the cliffside.
Okay. But I guess what I'm asking is that cliffside is basically 10 feet across the nearby area where I swam. There's not any like lower or higher portions.
No, it's about average all the way across, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then I guess I will attempt to climb the cliff.
Okay. Give me another athletics check.
We believe in you.
Ooh, better.
Hey, that's much better. So you do manage to climb the cliff, and in fact, with how well that you managed to do it, you don't actually make too much sound as you climb. You find the handholds that seem to hold your weight fairly well, and you find yourself kind of crouched on what little land separates the cliffside from the small wall. You can see just over a railing is the large line of adventurers, and the 2 guards who are actually a bit in front of the gate, giving you just a little bit of space that you could probably slip through if you are stealthy enough.
Okay.
Would you like to stealth in?
Yes.
Roll me a stealth check.
I would.
23. Your footsteps are silent, and not even anyone in the line that is looking in your direction can see you. As you slip underneath the railing through the little guards, or through the little slats, and you slip into the city without being noticed. Congratulations, you have reached Aqualius.
I was gonna say
Okay.
this is a dumb idea,
All right.
but I want to do it anyways.
Okay.
I carry on my belt a pouch of stones.
Okay.
I would like to slip one of them to a between the guards, watching the entrance to the gate.
So you wanna
just,
put one.
leave it on the ground.
Okay, you wanna leave it on the ground. Okay. Make me a sleight of hand check.
Awesome.
This is where he gets the net one.
A nat one.
That is a 14. Let's see what happens when I roll perception.
Drops the whole bag. Scatters around.
Ace, go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick.
Dun, dun, dun.
Not great.
As you are settling this stone down right twixt the guards, you're pretty confident that you catch one giving you the side eye, but they don't say anything.
Can I give them a wink? Does I see that?
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yep.
Okay. You do that.
You don't see the blade coming.
Yeah. I will proceed.
Okay, you proceed into Aqualius. All right.
Yep.
All right. Congratulations, Ace. You have made your way into Aqualius. So next in line was, if my cat can stop rubbing against my microphone, please. Next in line at an 18 is Amir Ironvale. Iron Anvil. Apologies. Isu,
Oh, it's okay.
would you introduce your character for us and what you might be doing in the city?
So just so I'm clear, we don't have a goal. It's just
You are.
Spazzer just
you are.
decided to break into to
No,
where
you
we-
are. You are here because you have all come to the city in attempt to join in on the Great Trial, to join the guilds.
Okay.
Whether it's a manner of personal reason or just because you're bored in life, that's for you to decide. But it is understood that the main reason everyone has gathered in Gilda is because they want to join the guild and find an answer to whatever it is that they're seeking, whether it be boredom or a mystery of their own.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I missed the instruction that we had to try to break into the
It is he broke into Aqualius because that is where the head guild building is. That is where the trial is taking place.
Oh, so you want to get in there.
Correct.
Thank you.
But the guards don't want you to get in there.
Also correct. It is considered the it's not so much, I mean, it is a trial, but what's it, the hazing ritual of sorts.
Oh, okay. Well, I am Amir Iron Anvil, as we have noted.
That's true.
I am a mountain dwarf fighter who hails from the cold area that I can't remember the name of.
Viathan Icelands.
Yes, the Viathan Icelands currently is the current residence of this particular character.
All
I
right.
have found my way to Gilda because of the trial. Very interesting. So I am currently probably, given my fighting tendencies, I'm probably starting somewhere in the area of the arena. 'Cause,
Okay.
You know, I was chilling and watching what was going on. Over
Sure, absolutely.
there. And you know, the rumblings and the tumblings, that I certainly want to know where I need to go. I know of the trial, but I don't necessarily think I know where the trial is, so perhaps I should ask for those around me if they know anything about this trial and where I might have to go for it.
Sure, not a problem. Roll me a perception check to see if you can kind of find anyone who's willing to to at least give you a decent conversation.
11.
11. All right. It doesn't take much looking around. There's a lot of people on the streets. In fact, one who you've at least picked up the name for since you've been in Gilda, which actually begs the question. Isu, how long has Amir been in Gilda?
Oh, not that long.
Not that long?
I would say, how long's the party been going on?
This festival goes on for a month.
And how far in are we?
Probably about a week. The trial normally begins about a week to 2 weeks after the beginning of the festival, and then ends by the final day of the festival.
Okay, I would say that probably been in Gilda for 2, maybe 3 days.
Okay.
So the party started before I got here.
Sure, absolutely. Well, you happen across the street as you're kind of looking about, maybe going about for your morning breakfast or examining the wares within the markets of the area. You managed to find a man named Bjorn. He is the innkeeper at the tavern you've been staying at for the last few days. You see him. He's sort of talking amongst a couple other people, but when he sees you lock eyes with him, he kind of gives you like a small hail, and says, "Morning, Mr. Ironvale. Iron Anvil. Are you here to partake in the festivities today as well?"
Perhaps, but I need to know more.
Well, I'm a resident of the city. What can I offer you?
Well, first of all, where are the festivities? Because, I've only been here a couple of days, and while I appreciate your establishment, I've not been here for this particular festival.
That's quite understandable. Many people come from all over to take place in the great trial. As for the partying, you can find it in pretty much every corner of the city. Anywhere and everywhere are celebrating this great time of comings and goings. Merchants themselves pull out their best wares just for this day alone. But I'm sure, I've not seen it myself, but I'm sure the greatest of revelry can be found within Equelius, the noble land.
The Qualius. Is that the center of the city? I see.
It is. It's primarily for the nobles, though once a year they let adventurers and the like through, to stand for the trial. It's quite an undertaking, though. Be very careful. The guards at the front gate, they're known to be a bit rough with new candidates.
I see. So you're saying I could potentially go see inside if I present myself as an adventurer?
You could, yes. I'm sure. Normally you need. Well, there's some. I wouldn't know myself. I've never tried. But some say that you require what's the word? Not reservations, but like requests. You require. Yes, that's the word. Recommendations. Thank you, Marquise. You require recommendations from accomplished adventurers normally to find yourself to the guild building itself. Though I've heard for the right price, the guards can be circumvented, if you will.
I see. Or perhaps is there a place I could purchase a recommendation?
He kind of looks left or right. You see the guy he gestured to, Marquise, kind of like turn around as he leans in and says, "I'm not supposed to say this, but I've heard rumors that there is a place on the southern side of the city that, for the right amount of gold and the right favor, can get you a recommendation into Aqualius."
Gold. Of course, gold. Everything's gold.
Well, I mean, you are in the city of mercantile trade.
Of course. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, my friend.
And Qualius. Well, whoever you are.
No, the other guy was Marquise. That's when Josh piped in and said, you mean recommendations?
Yes, okay. Thank you, Marquise.
You're welcome.
All right. So I guess I will start meandering my way towards the front gate of the building in question.
Okay.
or districting questions.
There, yeah. Okay. So you begin approaching your way to Aqualius. It's not very hard to find. One, it's a very large street that leads to a decent-sized bridge to a wall, like an inner walled area of the city. And from there, you can see that on this eastern side of the city, there's not near as long a line. There's probably at least 10 to 12 individuals in line at the moment. But they all seem to be, as it seems to stagnate at 12. Each time one seems to be let through, another one has kind of joined the line.
All right, so they're self-regulating their way in, huh?
Presumably.
Can I observe what the folks are doing to get past the guards?
Make me a perception check.
11 again.
11 again. Wonderful. That's 3 11s for perception in a row, by the way. From the distance that you are, you see a couple of them maybe flash like something, like maybe paperwork. It's really hard to tell. On very rare occasions, I'd say 1 maybe out of every 6 or so, you see them actually pushed, not necessarily out of line, but certainly into the river, where they kind of go tumbling down and you hear some, ah! But most of them seem to flash something and get in. You don't notice, like, I mean, you can probably assume it's the recommendations, but I mean, it's kind of hard to tell at the distance that you're standing.
All right, well, being the good dwarf that I am and the ability to wait is something I have learned over my years. I shall get in the back of the line.
Alrighty.
And listen to what is happening around me.
Sure. So you go and you stand in line, and it takes maybe an hour. The guards seem to be progressing pretty fast, and as you get closer to the front of the line, a couple of them, like most everyone you've seen, actually does flash a piece of parchment. You catch a small glimpse of like a splotch of red or maybe purple that probably depicts a seal of some kind. However, one specific one, you see not so much flash paper, but just calmly raise a closed fist towards the guard's hand, who cups it underneath, and you can almost see something glitter pass between the hands.
I see.
As the fellow walks his way through. I will say, if you chose starting equipment, you should also be starting with a little bit of money, depending on your background.
You told me 10 copper is what I have, unless you've changed it.
Yeah, that's about right.
All right. So I would imagine as I get closer, I put a couple of copper in my hand in preparation for fist bumping my guard friend.
Absolutely. So you nestle in a couple gold pieces, and you actually hear the guy behind you kind of nudge you and say, "Oi, mate, I'm a bit copper short for the trade. Have you got any to spare?"
And what exactly do you think you need to trade? Or how much are you short? How much do you have? What do you need?
Oh, I'm about 3 short. You normally need to. I've all the rumors say you've got to trade at least 7.
I do not have any spare, it seems.
And you hear him kind of curse for a second before turning around and nudging the guy behind him, like, "Oi, mate, you got any copper to spare?" As the line slowly progresses, and
I will up the copper in my hand to 6.
To 6, okay. So you walk up. How exactly do you do this? As the guards call, "Right, next! You, Dwarven man!
Yes, 'tis I.
You got your papers!"
I shall hold up my fist in the way that I have seen others.
I see. You're the papers, yes. And you see him kind of cup his hand underneath yours.
Yes, and I release the 6 copper.
You see him like take a glance at it. He looks at his coworker and He gives a soft nod and he says, "All right, recommendation obtained. Go on the head, sir." It seems likely that from the assumption here that it probably wasn't 7 copper that the guards wanted, or possibly any at all, but it's hard to tell.
Oh, for sure. I've removed 6 copper from my inventory.
Wonderful. All right.
So,
And
I
so-
will proceed. I will proceed in, I guess, since I have passed the guard.
Amir, you have found yourself into Aqualius. So we move on to the next individual in our list of friends. If I can get back to where, if I can find where the start was. Nope. That one. After an 18, it is Rayma with a 14. Jadara, what are you doing right now? What's your character doing? Describe yourself for us. What's going on here?
Well, Rayma is a air genasi with, light powder blue.
Oh,
And it kind of.
your mic's kind of cutting out a little bit. I'm sorry.
Okay, but I have a mic. All right. Rayma is an air genasi, light powder blue skin, silvery hair that has a tendency to move itself, whether she wants it to or not. But she's sitting in the bar with, leaning back in a chair with her legs up and drinking a tankard of ale. Well, she's been the last 2 or 3 days after finding her way off of a ship along one of the riverbanks.
Ah, quite nice, quite nice. Well, Rayma, as you say, you find yourself sitting in a tavern. What area of the city are you in? What cardinal direction would you like to be from?
Let's go west.
We'll say the west. Very well. So you sit in a tavern known as the Second Rose Inn. It's a very strange name for a tavern, but it became obvious once you entered the city and found that it was quite literally the second building with a rosebush in front of it, gaining its name from, more than likely from that scenario. It's been a very comfortable stay. This seems to be one of the finer areas, and it hasn't cost you much. All of the festivities have made the innkeeper rather generous towards adventurers, hoping to be the one where it all started of sorts. It seems to be a common theology amongst all of the taverns within the city during this time of year. What would you like to be doing as you're drinking your tankard? What are you thinking about?
Well, I'm thinking about how to find my way into this guild trial that everybody's talking about, because it seems like the eventual outcome is likely to be some kind of notoriety and perhaps riches and fame and other good things in life.
That's quite true. It is no small rumor that wealth can be found within the guild, and even more so, power and the power of a name. There are many famous adventurers across Sandoria, many of who have taken what, if the rumors speak true, pivotal roles within the guild itself. So it is no wonder why any would-be adventurer would want to follow in that path of sorts.
I don't suppose there's any entertainment going on in the inn where I might be able to catch someone between sets to ask about how this whole thing actually really works.
Well, just, coincidentally as you say that, there is entertainment. The Two Rows, or the Second Rose Inn, is a very fine establishment. At least it tries to present itself to be. The inn rooms itself, kind of The food is all right, but the tavern floor is quite on the fanciful side, if you will. And so you would know, being here for the last few days, that they commonly rotate bards in and out of the building. And if you're not quite up to snuff, you're not really ever asked to come back. One such one is playing currently. It's an elven individual that seems to be playing not quite a lute, but perhaps something more like a lyre but its strings do come down a neck of sorts, and they do play with a bow. But it is not quite a violin nor a viola. It's a rather strange instrument. But you see that they have just finished up and are actually stepping off of the stage currently.
Tell me, Bard, do you know any tales or songs about these trials that you might be able to preview for me?
Ah, you speak of the trials of the guild here? I mean, there are notable tales of the heroes of the guild. Sir Phoenix, the Lady of Lay, but none so much speak of the Great Trial. It's normally a bit of a closed session, so to speak. I've never witnessed it myself, nor have I known any in my travels. Are you seeking the guild? Is that your goal here, Gilda?
No, my gold is money enough to buy a ship, but this seems like a good way to do it. Do you know any insight for me about how Sir Phoenix or the Lady of Lay may have found their way in?
Ah, you seek entrance into Aqualius, do you? And you see him kind of smile. His smile kind of like grows a little bit in the mischievous sense.
No, I believe I do. You look as if you understand me.
Ah, yes. That I do have stories of. There seems to be... Well, I can't say seems, as this is one that I have seen. Playing the right tune, in the right location along the wall dividing Gilda and Aqualius, there is a hidden entrance. Where exactly it is, I can't tell you, as it changes each year, nor the tune itself, as, well, it's a bit of a puzzle in order to find it. But it does exist, and its location can be found by following the music. And you kind of pick up from that there's not a whole lot more he can tell you, or that he's choosing not to tell you.
And just because it's a little raucous in here, and I'm not sure I completely heard you. Is the music itself coming from the entrance, or does one have to be playing the music to find the entrance?
I suppose you'll have to experiment to find out. And he kind of rubs the tip of his nose before proceeding to walk out of the tavern.
Oh, before I gave him money. Okay. Well, I'm going to follow this bard.
Okay.
Just because. And see where he is heading.
He is actually heading away from... Are you trying to hide the fact that you're following him?
I don't know if I'm necessarily trying to hide that fact.
Are you trying to avoid his notice?
I'm not chasing him down and waving. No.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Okay. You follow behind him as leisurely as you like, but he is actually heading away from Aqualius. He actually heads to another tavern on this side of town, seemingly to prepare for another set.
Okay. Well, as much as I might be interested in another tankard of ale, I'm going to walk myself through the streets towards Aqualius, listening for anything that may catch my ear as, perhaps being the song that I've been told to listen for.
Absolutely. Roll me a perception check.
23.
A 23?
Yeah.
Okay. At first, as you're... And I'm going to kind of cut the music here so it's easier to hear me. at first, as you're walking in the direction of Aqualius, following the main road, kind of keeping your ears out more than your eyes, you don't hear it at first. There's so much, like, there's so much in the crowd, so much noise coming from them, from everyone's comings and goings, from the festivals, from the partying, from the drunks that are probably on every corner of the street. It's you just keep hearing all of this dissonance, all of these sounds that conflict with one another. But it's strange, because the closer you get to the city, the more you begin to pick up on small things. The sound of a bell chiming every 5 minutes. The sound of what seems to be guards butting the bottoms of their spears into the stone. And the moment you reach Gilda's side of the bridge, you realize you're listening to a melody hidden amongst the crowd of people. And you realize that the hint the bard gave you earlier is that this is more than likely your entrance melody.
All right. So I will follow the melody, just kind of staying aware of my surroundings to see if anybody seems at all disturbed about the fact that I'm wandering in this direction and seeking out the entrance, and I will follow where the melody leads me.
With a 23 on perception, and as you realize the music that you're hearing, you pick up that you're not the only person that's heard this tone. In the crowds, you can see a couple others, all of them seeming to carry an instrument of some kind, almost kind of tilt their ear to the sound, maybe without realizing it. Others looking confused, as though how can these everyday things merge together into this strange melancholic sound in the midst of all this joy. But as you, being the only one that you've seen thus far that seems to follow the music, you actually find yourself standing twixt the northern and western areas of the city. And strangely enough, in the right light, as you look across the river that seems to have been carved out into the ground, you see what can only be described as an indention in the wall on the other side of the river that looks to be in the shape of a leer.
Does it look to be large enough for a person to fit into?
Not so much the shape of a person, but large enough that individual bricks could be marked as chords.
Well, not being particularly musically inclined, I don't carry an instrument with me. However, I've been sailing long enough that I think I'm a pretty proficient whistler. Can I tell what the if specific chords are marked that I might be able to
roll me an insight.
Carry a tune?
Roll me an insight check.
17.
With a 17, you can probably figure this isn't so much asking you to play a sound. That doesn't seem the point of this, as you are looking at the shape of a leer that has been almost carved into stone, but looks rather more like indentions at this distance. You can probably figure that you just have to touch the chord bricks in the right order in order to open up whatever entrance it is that you're looking for.
Does this look like a swimmable distance, or does this look...
It does look like swimmable.
Dangerously so.
It looks like a swimmable distance. It's probably about 30, 40 feet across. No, I take that back. It's probably somewhere around 60 to 70 feet across. But the water doesn't seem so rapid enough to where you couldn't cross it.
I've spent enough time on the water. I'm just going to go ahead and dive in.
All right, you jump right in. Roll me an athletics check as you try and swim to the other side.
17.
17 sees you to the other side without any issue. But however, you are now treading water at the base of a cliff, and you will have to climb your way out.
All right.
So that will be another athletics check to climb your way out.
Yeah, that one is only a 15.
15 still sees you up on your feet at the base of the cliff in front of this strange leer-shaped crevice in the wall. And at this point, at this distance, you can see that it has actually been carved into the stone, and then the thinnest layer of brick has actually been chipped away, so it looks like the brick is indented with the shape of this leer and the strands across it.
Do I see anything that would give me any indication of what would be the right pattern or right ones to choose?
You've spent a lot of time on ships, haven't you, Rayma? I mean, that's what you do,
Indeed.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You might not have played them yourself, but there have been many a nights on the ships, whether pirate or otherwise, where a bit of music never goes wrong. And one of the most common instruments on ships are string instruments, because water doesn't bother them. They can't be interrupted due to salty air or ruined because of water was splashed on it. So I would say you have a decent enough knowledge, not necessarily to be proficient, but to know what chords are what.
Okay.
So take from that as you will.
A bit interesting here. Then I guess I would probably apply pressure into whichever of the chords appear to be in line with what I was hearing that got my attention over on the other side of the river then.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to play the melody onto the stone lyre?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a performance check.
That is a 12.
A 12 is just enough. As you begin to attempt to pluck these presumably invisible strands on this stone wall, you don't hear the sound echo out, but you do hear it in your mind. It seems to, each time you pluck a chord, focus on one specific sound across the city. The C key being the bells, the B being the butting of spears, A being the clattering of perhaps glass or of tankards. Each one having a distinct sound as you begin to play them in the melody that you heard along the streets. Before you've hit the last the line and you actually begin to hear it, the whole melody as though played on a lyre. This haunting, melancholic sound that seems to almost somber you before you hear the sliding of stone and a small doorway open up in front of you, leading you into Aqualius.
And then I go, feeling quite good about myself.
And you step through. Alrighty. That is Rainma into Aqualius. Next we have Josh.
Oh no.
Josh, what's Theron doing? What's he like? What's he doing? Where's he at?
So-
How long you been here? Who are you? Josh.
First I have to ask, are there any, like, I know there probably wouldn't be necessarily hospitals, but are there places of, like, healing or churches where
There are
Like,
doctors. There are doctors and that sort of thing all across the city. Especially nowadays, you can even find specific like tents that are set up for just in case someone has an accident. They get into a bar fight or they trip and fall down a ledge or coincidentally pushed off a bridge. Or there's all sorts of reasons that during a festival someone might need first aid. So there are a few groups of individuals all across the city who have kind of posted up as the emergency aid of sorts.
Then Theron would probably be at one of those.
Cool. In what section of the city? North, south, east, or west?
I feel like he would like to be closest to where most people get hurt, so probably on one of the bridges where the guards tend to throw more people.
Hey, that's fair. You still need to choose a cardinal direction, though.
Northeast.
That's not a cardinal direction, Josh.
North, fuck you.
All right, fine. So you're in the northern side. You've got actually the longest line in the city. And yeah, absolutely. There are people being thrown off that bridge left and frickin' right, as these guards seem rather into their task, supposedly.
Yeah, so Theron is a very interesting thing to look at.
You're not the
because
most
he is-
uncommon thing.
Yes, but also, like, when you first see him, you just see this very fiery red tiefling with multiple sets of horns. But then your eyes are immediately drawn to the fact that he is almost entirely covered in green, like, leaves and furs and whatnot, and has, like, a messenger bag that kind of rattles a little bit because he's got different herbs and whatnot
So
in
we have,
it.
so we have another person dressed in green, do we?
Yes. So you look at his face, you think demonic. You look at his clothing, you think druidic. He has a bit of a walking staff that he also uses to help him heal what his herbs can't. And there's always a bit of whitish light every time he finds one of those. I don't know, maybe a broken collarbone, dislocated shoulder or something.
Sure.
But he's very quiet. He is really just helping. He did show up for the trial, but he also likes to feel useful as a healer. So he kind of got a little distracted.
And there's nothing quite wrong with that distraction, especially when it involves helping people. And coincidentally, this was a moment where helping people out actually leaned in Theron's favor. As you were taking care of this and that, helping pull people out of the river, or applying bandages or healing salves to different cuts, scrapes, and bruises, you actually noticed one individual step up towards you, and they seem to be about a head shorter than you, with fiery red hair that seems to actually be on fire, and almost a faint red skin tone, not quite bordering on pink, but almost like if a standard person seemed to just have a constant sunburn.
Oof.
However, her eyes are a stark blue as she kind of walks up and says, "Oh, you're quite good at that. Have you been studying medicine very long?"
Not necessarily studying. I learned what I needed.
What you
Growing
needed?
up.
Oh, goodness, you must have been in quite the situation growing up.
I don't remember what was the.
I recommend everyone. I recommend everyone having the guide up just for the name purposes.
Yeah, I was about to. I was about to open it up.
You're looking for the Ensusero Wood.
Yes. I will still pull it up though. Where is it?
Yeah. I recommend everyone having up just because the names are useful.
Yes, I'm from the woods, the Ancestral Woods. I was one of the few people who was,
Yes.
I don't want to say had a knack for, but was interested in plant life and what it could do to help people. So I just kind of did that. You know, a lot of people see the horns and they're a little skittish, so I try to be as kind as possible to mitigate that a little bit. I just like helping.
Well, that's quite interesting. I will tell you, looking down at this individual, they look like they're like 18 or 19, but they are speaking to you as if you are the younger one.
Which is fair.
As she kind of like thinks to herself and says,
Because I think
well,
I would actually set this character at like
even
20, 21.
Even with your abilities, it's still shocking that a stranger to the city would extend a helping hand to my nurses and aid in the healing of fellow adventurers. It's quite bold of you.
I mean, I did come here for the trial. It's just I'm not great with a lot of people, and this was the first line I kind of found, and I was a little too nervous about getting in it. And I noticed this nurses station set up for. I wasn't sure for what at first, and then I saw somebody fly off the bridge, and I was like, okay. And I kind of got a little distracted, and
you see she kind of laughs at that. Says, yes, the guards are quite enthusiastic this year. A lot more came for the trial than was expected, so they're weeding out the weaker ones.
I take it the weak are the ones with the dislocated collarbones and shoulders.
The ones who can't survive the fall, yes. Or, don't have the courage to get back in line. No, I don't reckon you should, or shall. But, no, that only happened a few years ago. Anyway.
Oh my.
Interesting. Yes, we don't speak of poor Gerard like that. Roll me a charisma check. Just a pure charisma check. This isn't persuasion or anything. This is kind of just how you are as a person.
Straight charisma.
Indeed, good sir,
Yes.
indeed.
Oof. 10.
My brother in Christ, you have a
I have
+4.
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
I suppose it's not... have you any way to get past the guards? Money or recommendation of sort?
I definitely don't have money.
That is a shame. Well, I suppose I may be persuaded to write you a recommendation to get at least through the guards. But that would cost you. Recommendations do not come free, nor do I sell them for money, of course. But for assistance,
I wouldn't expect anything for free. I try to help people as cheaply as I can because it's the right thing to do.
and that is quite a remarkable answer for one as gifted as you are. However, what I'm offering is not the opportunity to help those in need. What I'm offering is a chance for fame, wealth, potentially significant others, if that's what you favor, and access to vital herbs and healing abilities and, strength and magical items. And did I mention wealth? That was in there. However, as we've just discussed, such a thing cannot come free, and so I leave it to. Well, let's just say you'll owe me a favor.
I mean, I would be very grateful for assistance.
Good.
And if I can,
Clarence, and you see one nurse say, yes, ma'am. Parchment and a quill, please. Yeah, right away, ma'am. And you see, like, she drops literally. She was carrying a small bottle, like clay bottle of what is probably the equivalent of morphine in these times. Drops it completely and like runs off.
Can I try to catch it with
you
my
can
tail?
absolutely try to catch it with a sleight of hand check.
Awesome. I'm slightly okay with those, except when I roll a 2.
You
For
reach out.
4 total.
You reach out and try and catch it, and it just slips. Like your timing is way off. You're like a foot away. It like slips completely through your grasp and shatters all over the floor.
Like, my tail instinctively goes to grab, but I am in fact standing too far away. So
Yeah.
Like,
It just sticks out, and and she's sitting there like, you see her slowly raise an eyebrow, and she's like, But eventually, this Clarence comes back with parchment and a paper, and you see she leans down on one of the makeshift like beds that they have, slowly writing in very distinctive cursive script before pulling out a small like stamp and pressing it to the page. And you watch as there was no like wax or an ability to make a seal, but it seems to like grow from the seal or from this stamp. And as they pull it away, you see 2 sets of wings that are actually upside down with a halo above them. And she kind of rolls it up and pulls out a small ribbon from nowhere, wrapping it up, and says, "All right, well, here's your recommendation to the city. Be sure to show this to the guards, and, well, just remember, you owe me a favor."
Of course. I mean, I'm
Off you go.
I
No
haven't
more.
even- What is your name?
You'll find out soon enough, dear. Off you go.
And he kind of scurries off to join the longest line in the city.
You proceed to wait like 5 hours
3 days.
at least. 5 hours at least. Before you're even up to where the nurse's station is, and you see that the woman is gone, but Clarence looks so stressed out, like something of overwhelming proportions just occurred, as she's attending to a couple of the different the different injured individuals. Before, after another couple hours, you do make it up to the guards, and they say, "Right, recommendation."
Before I leave before I pass the station, he's gonna use one of his little things to heal at a distance.
Okay.
On Clarice to make them to try and calm them down a bit.
All right.
So he literally just kind of he points the tip of his staff over and does a little symbol in the air and un momento por favore.
No, I need an answer now. Nick, you should hit play on the music.
That is 3 HP back to her.
All right, so you
in the
see
hopes of it helping her mentally.
you see she kind of takes a deep breath and kind of looks around for a second before she locks eyes with you and kind of looks more confused than anything else, but gives a small nod and before going back to work. After about 2 hours, you find yourselves at the guards, and they say, "Right, recommendation or whatever else you've got."
And I hold up the scroll, still looking, even after 5 hours, confused about its existence.
The guard reaches out and kind of takes it from you, undoes the ribbon and kind of unfurls it and says, you see him kind of look surprised and oh, I see. A chosen one of the... Okay, very well. Off you go into Aquarius.
Did you say chosen? What?
Not many good recommendations from... Well, you'll...
Please
quite
don't
an-
say
it's
you'll
quite-
see. You'll be the second person to say you'll see me later. Like,
It's quite an
as
honor.
I'm like slowly walking forward, like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you eventually, at the end of your little stammering, get ignored as the guard calls on to the next person. But, congratulations, Theron. You have officially found your way into Aquarius. Next, we move on to Nick, I believe, was next in line with a 7. Yep.
Right.
You have a 7. Nick, why don't you introduce your character a little bit? Hey there, buddy.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm introducing him. So my character's name is Cletus.
Cletus.
Cletus. Okay, put some respect on the name.
Hey, hey, I got all the respect for Cletus, all right? I need you to understand exactly where I'm coming from here, boy.
He is a wood elf, or wood half elf. I apologize.
Of course,
wood
of
half
course.
elf.
Very specific.
I believe we talked about it. Was I coming from the Insusura worlds or the jungle?
No one is coming from the jungle, just to be clear.
Oh, you terrible. So I'm coming from the
In Susura Wood.
Insusura Wood. I've been here at Gilda. Well, I guess I can transition into Cletus now.
Oh yeah, how long, Cletus, how long you been in Gilda?
I've been in Gilda for about 3 or 4 days.
About 3 or 4 days. About a couple days then.
I can't remember. But
Oh yeah, you know.
been drinking, but
No, I'm sure you have been
Why-
drinking.
This is why the Interior Woods needed a healer.
It's quite, but hey, you know what Cletus left back in the wood stays in the wood, right?
precisely.
Precisely.
I'm at the. I'm gonna say I'm at the southern.
You're on the southern end of.
I'm
A
on the
Gilda?
southern end
Hey, you
of
know
the
that's
spectrum.
that's absolutely fair. You're on the southern end of Gilda. You know, this part of Gilda is a pretty nice area. It's got all sorts of them, like, them holy types. They're walking around talking about professing to the sleeper's dream and all that jazz. But, you know, most everyone else is just here kind of enjoying the festivities, if you will. And, you know, there's quite a bit of booze going about. Quite a bit of party, as there will be, you know. And what exactly is Cletus trying to do here in this big old city of Gilda? What's he getting? What kind of trouble is he getting up to?
Cletus is gonna be in a tavern at the moment. Do we know what time of day are we saying we're at?
You know, it's probably about early morning. You know, everyone's starting to the party ain't quite woken up yet. You know, but it ain't quite stopped neither. So
I'm gonna stumble down the stairs out of my room.
all right, you stumble down on your way out of the out of the. I have to come up with a tavern name.
Good luck.
Out of the Oxford Inn, you know, you can see, as familiar, since you were playing here last night, that's how you afforded name yourself, than the room that you done slept in. 2 long horns on the head of an ox mounted on the mantle. And you're stumbling your way down, still a little bit of drunk from last night. You had a bit to drink, you know, there were a few tips from all the people that listened to you playing. They were quite impressed. Or perhaps not impressed, and they were paying you to stop playing, but nobody knows because all the drinks have been drunk, and last night is a bit of a blur.
Precisely.
But you walk on down, and you see the bartender's a human man that kind of like gives you a wave and says, "Ah, good morning, Cletus. How are you doing this morning?"
My head's a little foggy. I would.
You had quite a bit to drink last night.
Speaking of, the best way to get rid of it is chase it. I would like to order a tankard, please.
All right. I guess you still got a couple copper on your tab. 1 second. And you see he kind of turns around, begins pouring you a drink. And he says, "All right, Cletus, this is about the last one I got for you. Tab's about worn out, and I know you ain't got much left in that there purse of yours."
Yeah. So, I've been staying here the last night or two. You'll have to correct me. I don't remember.
Oh, you have. Crowd's only been getting more and more strange and talking more and more weird ever since you got here.
Thank you, thank you. So I was just wanted to let you know this is probably gonna be my last night.
Well, I think so. You're out of money.
No, well, yeah, but I could play if I wanted to, but I think.
You
think
mean
my
if I
plan would
wanted
be-
you to?
If yeah. We all know the situation here.
Uh-huh. I'm just
Oh,
making sure
yeah.
you understand, Cletus.
yeah. I'm going to proceed to just down my tankard.
Sure, make a constitution save.
14.
Alright, you're fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna slam my cup onto the not slam, but heavily set down my cup on the counter or my tankard on the counter.
Hey, you
Did say
dent
what
my
his name
counter,
was?
you pay for it.
Did you say what his name was again? What was it?
I didn't tell you his name.
You did. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna slap my knee, say alrighty then. As my mama used to say, you don't have to go home, just can't stay here. And then I'm gonna proceed to walk out of the bar.
You have yourself a fine day, Mr. Cletus.
You too, sir.
All right, you walk your way out of the tavern. What, Cletus? What you doing now?
So okay. Well, we have talked about this. How much copper are you saying I have at the moment?
Probably none. Yeah, you probably spent most of it on drinks and partying in the last few nights.
I see.
If you think
I
that's
see.
fair.
I mean, I think I'd like to have like 1 or 2 pieces.
I'll let you have a single piece to your name. Not enough for a room, but enough for a drink.
Okay,
In
beautiful.
a different bar.
In a different bar.
With a different tab.
At a different bar, exactly. Okay, well, on that note, I'm gonna meander my way over towards the bridge.
All right.
See, kind of just opening my ear, seeing what I can hear.
In this portion of the city, there's a lot of nervous people. Oh, excuse me. Roll me a perception check.
That would be
A.
gotta be 8.
An 8.
Terrible.
You know, there's a lot of nervous people, and it's really hard to tell why. Obviously, some would be nervous because of the getting into Aqualius is already to some an impossible feat. If you don't come in with a recommendation, or you don't find a way across, there's no way to join the guild during the Great Trial. And to the public's knowledge, no one has ever joined the guild not during the Grand Trial. It's just not been a thing. It only happens once a year, and that's what it's meant for. Going in, joining the guild, making a name for yourself. However, it seems like people are nervous for other reasons, but it's hard to pick up on what. There's too much booze about. And it's catching your attention every time.
Okay. I would like to just go up to any random person
Sure.
and try to strike up a conversation.
Sure. There's quite a few people in line. People of all races.
Somebody in line, yes.
Okay. What are you going up? How are you starting this conversation?
I'm gonna politely tap him or her. One second.
Okay.
Politely tap him or her. Just tap them on
Sure.
on the shoulder.
Oh, yes. Can I help you?
Excuse me. I was just wondering if you could answer a couple of questions for me if you have the time.
Listen, man, I'm not letting you have my spot in line, okay? That's
No,
not how this
no,
works.
No.
Listen, they only let a certain number of people through this gate, okay? I'm not gonna be stuck out here, all right? You're not getting my spot in line.
I'm not trying to take your spot. I do have a question off of that though. Is that for every bridge they only let a certain amount of people?
How should I know? I'm only at this one.
Okay, but at this one there is a.
Listen, they only let the first 100 people through, okay? And according to my, like, and you see he kind of like, he tries to lean out at the line as much as I can. You see his hand come up and he starts like slowly counting heads. Like, I'm like number 97, okay? You can't have my spot. It's not allowed.
Is he at the back of the line? Or
He is towards the back of the line. He's towards the.
But is there more than 3 people behind you?
Yes, there are about
Okay,
20.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Can I add? Well, does my character know that? Okay, can I roll a perception check to see if I can observe anything at the front from where I am?
Sure, roll me a perception check.
Okay, 17.
What exactly are you trying to see?
Am I see? So obviously my character doesn't like really know. I know of the games. I've been here for a couple of days.
Right.
Am I seeing there be an exchange of anything?
No, actually, in this area, not a single person has crossed the threshold yet. The line looks as though it has been here all morning. Perhaps even into yesterday.
Has it been moving and
it
just
has
no one's
not
made it across? It's so just nothing's happening.
Nothing is happening.
Okay. Oh. Damn. I just chose the wrong side of the city to start on.
Did he?
or did he? Yeah, exactly. I'm going to attempt to just walk to the front of the line and talk to one of the guards.
Okay. Do you attempt to cross over anyone in line?
I'm gonna stand to the side.
Okay, so you're gonna stand to the side of the line and kind of just walk up.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not gonna try to interject myself in front of somebody.
Okay. So you walk up. You walk up towards the guards. You get a couple of like side eyes from the people in line. A couple people that kind of like stiffen up a bit, maybe broaden their shoulders a bit, sort of kind of like protecting their spot in line.
Excuse me.
Yep. And as you walk up to the guards, they're kind of just standing there. What do you do when you approach?
I'd like to. Oh, how do I want to word this?
How do you want to word this? If you tell me how you want to word it, I could probably help you.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's not how that works, I guess.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Not 35.
Not 35? Wow.
I'm thinking.
Is it 34?
36.
36? Jesus.
So I'm gonna politely just nod my head at them.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, how we doing, fellas? I've noticed there's been seems like this line's been kind of held up. Just wondering what we waiting for here.
They don't respond to you. Did you hear me, Nick?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Shut up, Ace. Yeah. Well, hey, I would like to. No, I'm not starting a second line. I'm once again going to attempt to start a conversation with asking them how they're doing. Just wondering what the holdup is. I'm wondering if there's anything I could do to help this process speed up a little bit. Nothing. Okay. Well, I see you two are very busy standing there, so I am going to proceed to walk back to the back of the line, and I'm just gonna get to the back of the line and then attempt to talk to the person in front of me.
Okay. You walk to the very back of the
Officially
line,
standing in line.
and you see that there is a I need a race in D&D. A half-orc individual. Standing there. He seems to be dressed in, not even leather armor, just in leathers. Carrying a large battle axe on his back. And you kind of like... how do you interact with this person?
As I stand behind him and
He is at least a head taller than you, if not more.
yeah, okay, you know, as I stand behind him,
I'm just letting you know.
To myself and to the people around me, just say I've seen my cattle back home move faster than this, and they're just gonna look at me like, what is this dude on?
Actually, well, you're the last in line, so no one actually really looks at you, except for the half-orc who says, "You move cattle?
What?
They move fast?
faster than this."
Oh man, a city boy.
Faster
how-
than what?
What this line is, I mean, how long?
We in line?" And you see he actually turns and like looks up and says, "Oh, we in line." And he looks back at you.
Well, Ed, I kind of assumed we were in line. You are at the back of the line. I was trying to see what the holdup was. but-
I not in line. I stand here 'cause it nice.
Well, in that case, would you mind if I stood if I just stood in front of you and you backed up a couple of feet to this better place?
Gren mind, yes. Gren now in line.
Oh, so now you're in line. Okay, good to know.
In line for what? What Gren in line for?
Apparently neither of us know.
Then why Gren in line?
Have you heard that there's a second line?
Their second line?
Yeah.
Where second line? And he looks around.
There's a line over to the left side. If you just follow this line.
What side
stay on
left?
the left
And you
side.
see he looks at both.
You're killing me here. Was his name Gren?
Gren, yes.
Gren, okay. Like green, but with one E.
No, it's Grin. But he's pronounced as a Gren.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. You are killing me. Oh.
As I should.
Upon further investigation.
Investigating.
I'm just gonna talk to myself here. I'm not talking to Gren. I don't think he'd
Okay.
I don't think he'd figure it out anyway.
That's rude. That's racist, assuming that a half-orc is dumb.
Calls it as I sees it. I'm gonna. I mean, can I look around for somebody that looks like they're of a, I don't want to say higher status.
Roll me a perception check.
Now, if you beat everybody in the line, you can go to the front.
It's a 14.
I mean, there might be a couple people in line who seem to be more equipped or maybe more wealthy than some others, but the only people who seem in charge here are the guards, and clearly you haven't gotten a single answer from them.
What about a married answer?
Are there any shops that are close to me?
Yeah, there's all sorts of shops along the way.
I would like
On the way.
to go to the closest.
You're the last in line, so there's no losing your
Just-
spot.
The closest general store.
Sure. It's not even that far down the road. You go maybe a quarter up the line before you see a merchant stand that's got like water and food, and you see he says, "Oh, hello there. can
How
I
you
interest
doing
you in
today?
some goods? Are you intending to travel anywhere? I have travel goods.
I'm actually just looking for some information.
Ah, trading in knowledge, are you? Okay, very well. There's not a whole lot I might know, but I might be able to tell you a little.
Just wondering if you know anything about why the line going up to the bridge has not moved in what seems like days.
Well, actually, that's an interesting question. I'm not sure. Normally, this line moves the fastest out of the four.
That's not it. That's not really giving me a lot to work with there, Counselor.
Well, I can only tell you what to know, and I only know so much.
You think that you would know of anybody else that I could possibly talk to that wouldn't be able to answer my question?
I mean, the only ones who know how to get into Aqualius are the guards, and the only ones who know how to get through their trials are probably the people on the other side.
And they're not a very talkative bunch, I've found out.
Yeah, they tend to not be.
Feel like
All them with the sleeper's dream done made all the guards kind of standoffish of sorts.
yeah, that it seemed like it. Feel like it might be a better use of my time to go to a different part of the city and try to.
Oh, now ain't a good time to try and get to other parts of the cities. They're doing inspection on each of the bridge down here in the south.
What are they inspecting for?
Quality, making sure you can throw people off of them like they normally do, that sort of thing. But they're covered in guards right now. It's kind of hard to get to the other sections of the city right now. It's why it's not as festive down here as it is in other parts, or perhaps it's a little too festive down here. It's because all the guards are busy.
Okay, well, thank you for the information, sir.
Sure thing.
I don't have really anything I can offer you, but
Well, that's
appreciate
quite
it.
a shame.
I'm then gonna walk back, and upon further investigating everybody being so nervous, a strange voice in the back of my head said, "Hey, just walk past them." And I am now just going to very confidently, with my chest puffed out, but not too puffed, and my head raised high, I am just going to attempt to walk up and walk past the guards.
Okay. As you begin walking up towards the line, you see that the person at the very front of the line kind of like reaches out and is like, whoa, 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 whoa! What do you think you're doing? You can't just cut in front of me like that. What are you? Come on! We're all in the line here.
Sir, I'm not cutting in front of you.
You're literally trying to walk in front of me right now.
You are in
You did it
line.
earlier when you talked to the guards, and now you're trying to do
You
it
are
now?
in line to talk to the guards. I am not trying to talk to the guards.
Well, you can't just walk in front of me here, man, alright? That's not how this works. You gotta wait your turn.
I do believe I am just going to seize the opportunity and take my turn.
It's not your turn. I'm in front. I'm the one in the lead. We're just waiting for them to call us in. That's all. Like all the other gates. The hell's you trying to do here?
Sir, do you know who I am?
I most certainly do not. Why does that matter?
Clearly, you do not know who I am. or
Are you trying
do
to
not-
make a deception check right now to prove that you are an important individual?
Yes.
Okay, roll a deception check.
Damn it. 9.
Listen, I don't care what your name is or what Hodung town you come from, but you're not cutting my spot in line.
I'm gonna walk back on myself a little bit, and I do.
Sorry, Isu, that was really funny. Go ahead.
Screw it. I
Do not be influenced by those who are not here. That is called metagaming.
the little birdies in my head.
I cast chain. I cast chain lightning, and all of the little birdies are dead.
New character.
Magic missile.
Counterspell.
Just a bunch of
Counterspell.
people at the busiest bridge where a bunch of people are getting thrown off are like river.
River.
And then every time someone gets thrown, there's like a cheering.
Woo! Dude, yes, I love that. That's gonna be there now.
Oh,
All right, Nick, what are you doing?
going to throw my hands up in frustration and
Ugh.
just give a huff and a puff and. So it's really this guy that's blocking me?
Yeah, he's
not
just
even gonna make-
well, and the crazy part is he's not physically trying to stop you. He's keeping his spot in line, but he's like, "Hey, what the heck? Hey, where do you think you're going?"
So can I just go by him? Like
If you
what's
want
he
to,
gonna
yeah.
do?
He's clearly too nervous to move out of his spot in line.
I'm going to put my hand up, blocking his face the entire time.
Okay.
I'm just going to attempt to walk by him.
Cool. You walk past him, who's like, hey, no, you can't do that. There's a lot. And the moment you walk past the guards, you hear them both shout, 1! And you are in Aqualius.
I'm gonna give him the finger as I'm walking.
Matt, you
finish
clipped your
walking
mic.
past.
Just to
Oh, did I? Okay, sorry. I shouted 1. And instantly you see everyone in the line behind you go wide-eyed, and there is a stampede coming behind you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh.
As now what seems to be at least 200 people sprinting past you. Or sprinting towards you, sorry.
That would be a fantastical number of 8.
8? I'm sorry.
Like
You're
that,
going to
you die.
take...
Stampeded.
You're going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you are quite literally, like, pushed past, run over. But you have successfully made it into Aqualius. Congratulations.
Cool.
You got past the puzzle of the fact that there wasn't a puzzle. Alright. Finally, last but certainly not least, Double A, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. All right. If the DM will allow me, I would like to set a scene, if that's all right.
Please, certainly set a scene. Anything that's wrong, I'll tell you is wrong.
All right. Hell yeah, brothers. All right. Enter the scene. You see a serene room. It isn't ornate, but it's definitely high class.
Of course.
Not really pomp and circumstance to behold. It's simple, elegant, refined. The room overlooks the city of Aquarius. Did I say that right?
Aqualius.
Aqualius.
Correct.
I knew I was gonna mess something up. Overlooks the city of Aqualius, the city of nobles. A young woman rages into the room. By anyone's standards, she would be elegant and intimidatingly so. Normally, King Katara Bao from the noble house of Bao is anything but in a rage.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Spaz, did you discuss our changes with her?
I did.
Okay.
I don't remember what I
They're gemstones.
Okay, do I need to change it to something else?
Yes. I mean, you can keep the last name Bao as, say, your the non-noble side, if you so prefer. However, the nobility within the city is named after the 12 significant gemstones.
Gotcha. Okay, now I'm remembering. He sent me a message.
Okay.
Which I did read the message.
I believe you.
Okay, so, but I know that there can be like emerald, onyx, diamond is the highest house, or highest nobility, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so she's from the noble house of diamond.
Okay.
Change that. All right. Okay. back in character.
Yes, back in scene. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my lady. I'm sorry.
King Katara, Bao from the noble house of Diamond is anything but in a rage. Known for her demure and stately nature, she is by all standards known for her control. But not now. Not after the meeting, that mistake, that fucking insult to her name. In her world, she was noble, but in her world, she was also an outsider. She could have never have dreamed, never imagined that it would be her mother. She paces breathlessly to her vanity mirror, huffing and gasping and gagging on her fury and grief. Her thick, fiery mane of tight coils sticks unceremoniously to her cheeks and skin and tears and sweat. Her normally silken onyx skin, well preserved, untouched, and polished, glowed red with angry fissures. One of note glowed the brightest and cracked on her normally clean and shown visage. At this, a cry tears out of her like a wound. She cries like a wounded animal. It starts from her chest, and it feels like it breaks every single one of her ribs and shatters her teeth as it exits her body. Before she knows it, her mirror is in fragments under her feet. The skin on her knuckles is ragged and bleeding, but her tears have dried. She's focused. She's calm. She knows what she has to do. She strides across the room with the stature and stride of a queen sauntering to their throne. She deftly swipes plush towels and a giant gold razor and shears. She dries her face and gets to work. She shears and cuts and shapes and snips. The hair that was her shame falls dead and black on the floor, extinguished, controlled, like her fury. Like her, she removes her noble gown and reveals her body cracked and broken, brutal, broken pieces of her are exposed. She steps into her wash, she soothes her broken parts, soothes her tears dry. She slicks back her hair, not knowing what to do with it. Mother would be absolutely distraught to see her this way. Good. Let her cry. Let her suffer. The only thing that remained a reminder of her uncharacteristic explosion was a sizable, craggly, jagged scar that screamed in pain on her jawline, where she broke her, where she betrayed her. Let her die in her fury, she thought of her mother. She takes up her jade hair clip and fixes what hair she has left at the nape of her neck. She looked over the city from her room, where she used to dream. And now it was time to show them. Show all of them. She pulls on her robes and cloak. She brings the hood up to conceal her shame and her mother's humiliation. And she exits, or begins to exit her room. So that is Tinkatara. She is she's an earth, what?
Genasi.
Ganassi, that's right. An earth Ganassi, but she has some other private lineage that she doesn't like to speak of. And she is looking to prove herself.
Well, first of all, I have to ask, did you write that out beforehand?
Yes.
Cool. Because of
Should I
that,
know that?
take a point of inspiration.
What? I don't know how to do that.
So there's a small little marker on your character sheet that you can
Mhm.
click that is right next to your speed and your health. It's called inspiration. Basically what it does is that at any time you make a roll on a d20, you can expend your inspiration point and re-roll it for a new result. It's not advantage, but it's a second chance.
It's a second chance. Okay, cool.
You are the only person that I know of that took the time to write out their opening, which to everyone else, you didn't have to. I didn't comment it. She only did, and she did it well in character. So I'm rewarding her for it because feats of characteristics within characters or taking the time to signify your characters in the world is phenomenal. I
No inspiration
appreciate...
for my cool stone.
Nope, sorry. However, there will always be a means for you guys to gain inspiration at every session, and it is incremental, like it was last time. And that's just doing small things for me, like writing backstories or any other small task to try and get you all more into character that we'll discuss later in the future. But to continue forwards, Tinka, as you step out of your room, you actually come face to face with, with someone familiar of sorts. How tall would you say you are, Tinkatara?
I am 6'5", I believe.
6'5"? Okay.
6'5".
So as you step out of your room, you actually come face to face with a sibling of yours. They are significantly shorter, sitting somewhere around 5'4", and they are younger than you. They are another one of the those in line for the throne of Sandoria, like you had once been until, well, you understand what I'm going with.
I do.
Before you, actually not an Earth Genasi, but another, one pure-blooded with the house, not a Genasi at all, but actually an elven individual, a high elf of sorts. Tiana stands before you, Tiana Diamond. She is about a year younger than you. However, she, in your lifetime at home, especially after finding out your lineage and the issues that it presents, has always been, in your eyes, treated as the favorite. She has been the favorite of your mother, of the Empress, your grandmother, of the noble peoples who come back and forth and attempt to gain her, her attention, her respect, what have you. And she stands before you with a bit of a smirk as she says, "So you're finally leaving? It's about time, I take it. Your shouts and screams have been putting off my instrumental lessons." You see that she kind of looks down at her perfectly trimmed nails. Her blue, like, crystal ocean blue eyes looking back up at you. Says, "It's about time Mother cast you out of this house. You've only been and she kind of looks you up and down, smudge of soot since you've been here."
Yeah, that's a lot of power. Okay, so at that point, my scar is burning red, but I'm not giving anything away. I just simply cover my cheek. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay.
Sure.
So I'm turning the scars on my cheek here. So I'm just going to be like, "Oh, sweet Tiana, they let you out to play, did they?"
"Oh, they did a bit more than that, dear sister. I'm just waiting for you to get out of my room." And she kind of looks up at you with the full knowledge that the moment you are evicted from these rooms that are supposed to be and have always been the rooms of the eldest child of House Diamond are no longer your own.
With a little less control than I'd like to have said, I spit out at her, "Don't be so sure that I won't be back. Mother simply gave me an opportunity, one that you'll wish you had, once I show the House Diamond what I can do."
"Oh, an opportunity, An opportunity to make yourself worth something? You're right. It is true. You are quite worthless, aren't you, sister?"
"Tiana, you're weak. Always have been, always will be. They have to keep you in your glass tower so you don't fall apart."
Yes, says the sister about to flee on her coattails. Just be sure not to use our name and soil it on your petty adventures, yeah? Now, out you come. I have need of my new room. There's redecorating in order.
Mark my words, dear sister.
Oh, consider them marked.
I'll see you again. And then I leave because my fissures are starting to appear, and I don't want to give Tiana anything else.
Absolutely.
So I turn and leave.
And as you leave, you are uninterrupted by the servants within this house of Diamond. And you also find yourself running through the streets of Aqualius. I take it you are heading towards the guild house. Is that right?
I am. I am indeed. I have
Indeed.
something to prove.
Well, we find ourselves at this crossroads, everyone running together towards the guild house within Aqualius. First of all, I'd like to wish you all congratulations on making it into the center of the city of nobility. It is quite a feat, and some not very many people can attest to. However, your trials and tribulations are not quite finished, as the process of joining the guild is quite a lengthy one. And it begins with the first test. Everyone who is eligible for this trial has been gathered in one point in Aqualius, at a large tower bordering one of the ends, or bordering the wall, so to speak, that separates Aqualius from Gilda. And you all you're all in your own place in the crowds, looking about. Forgive me. Ace, you are hidden amongst in a couple of passings. You see that flash of black of a familiar person who seems to have crossed the channel with you. Amir, you who bought your way in, see the brutish figure of the individual who tried buying his way in along with you, mixed in with the crowd. Theron, you see that girl with fiery hair, not actually mixed in with the crowd, but sitting off on the podium, overlooking everyone. That who had once seemed like a young girl now sits with her legs crossed, her arms crossed, leaning back in a chair, kind of surveying everyone. Rayma, you don't see the person, but you do see a strange instrument mixed in with all of the different people coming and going, that seems to have the visage of a strange lyre that has a tongue or an arm of sorts, strings coming off of it. Cletus, you see a familiar half-orc individual who has certainly made his way in one way or another. And Tinka, as you join this crowd after abandoning your home, for just a split second, you think you see another of your kin. The platinum blonde hair of House Diamond is rarely mistaken outside of anywhere else. It is so platinum that it is almost white in color, and it sparkles as though it is adorned with the gemstone itself, though it is just the hair, as it comes. And for a split second, you almost think you see it glimmering in the crowd, but it's too hard to tell. And before any of you can make contact or investigate these individuals that you have come across in your attempt to gain entry to this prestigious event thus far, a loud voice booms across this clearing, and you all see, having stood up on top of this podium, looking out across you all, is an older man who seems to have a long white beard that goes to about the center of his stomach. His eyes seem to be the storm cloud gray that pierces you even from here. And his hair is stark white like his beard, that seems to almost show lines of age, along with those you see on his wrinkled skin that obviously this man has lived some few time. And he says, Welcome all to the trial of the guild. Congratulations are in order, of course. Those who have reached here thus far, it is quite a momentous occasion and opportunity. The city of Aqualius, here in the capital of Gilda, is quite a prestigious location, and to cut your way in is quite phenomenal. However, there is not too much congratulations to be done, for you have your own yet trials to continue before we can consider you one of our own. And this next task, well, a proper adventurer must go on a quest, shan't they? And you see him raise his hands and clap twice, and instantly, before all of you, it's like a paper seems to phase into existence, and it lists 5 names. Well, 6 in total. At the top of the sheet, it says Team 13. And from the top, it lists each of your names. Andrew Archer. Cletus no name. Amir Iron Anvil. Theron no name. Rayma no name. Tinka Terra Bow. And you see that everyone else within this crowd has gotten this picture of sorts. Or this document of sorts. And they're all looking around as the man speaks, calling attention back to him. You've been assigned to your groups, your specifications of sorts, and at the bottom you will find your quest once all pages have been placed into one. Should you accomplish your task and return here upon the 7th dawn, you'll find yourself a member of our guild. But should you fail, you'll find yourself not banned from just Aqualius once again, but from all of Gilda. Never to be allowed to return, never to step foot within this fair city. Those who wish to leave may do so now and find their names stricken from the pages whence come, but those who remain know this is your test. This is your grand trial. And you see that he stops speaking and steps back, and the entire crowd erupts in comments and gasping and in gossiping as people are moving this way and that, trying to find their groups, trying to escape the city. They don't want to be banned from the largest city in the crater. Some of them live here. But you 6, with your reasons, you are not worried. You are not stressed. You know you came here for a reason. Whether it be for riches, for notoriety, to prove oneself, or to merely seek adventure, you came here for your reason and your reason alone. And so it is no surprise that throughout the mixing crowds and the panicking wave that seems to flood over everyone, each of you seem to pick each other out. You meet gazes. You bump into each other. And slowly, in the center of this amassed group, of this panicking crowd, you find yourselves standing in a small circle. What would you all like to do?
Should we let them all leave before we try so we don't get stampeded over?
I reckon that's a good decision.
Not necessarily in a hurry.
We must learn our quest. And I hold out my paper towards the center.
If that's how it works, then I'll hold out mine as well.
In 4, good buddy. I will extend my hand.
You hear someone from the crowd.
There's mine.
What does 10-4 mean?
I didn't want to be the one to ask. What's Marquis doing here?
Rainma, as she said, joins her page with the other two, or with the other three. Apologies. Amir and Tinka.
What can I do besides join everyone? So I join everyone. I haven't got a choice.
Okay.
Leave.
I have too much to prove, dwarf.
Fair. I'm a mirror, and I will throw my paper into the pile.
Okay. As all of your papers seem to fold onto each other, there's a soft glow, and the names that had been perfectly written on each page seem to bleed out, and the ink seems to spread into a small map as the pages seem to coalesce into one thick parchment. And you see on it, all it says at the top, Hunt. And it shows a picture of Armvale in X appearing over the hills on the northern side of Armvale. And I will bring us back to the world map here.
Oh god, not trees again.
It's fine, it's fine. You see that there is an X pointing to the hills here. Let me know if you can't see my pings.
I am not seeing things.
Okay, are you scrolled
Oh,
out
there
far?
they are.
Okay.
Well, at least we didn't run out of the city to find out that our quest was in the city.
My friend, we are still in the city.
I know. I was talking about how everybody
But I
else is
agree,
running.
we should leave
Oh,
quickly.
I'm Theron, and he kind of holds out a tentative hand because again he doesn't know. He's a nervous sort and doesn't quite know everybody yet. So
I don't think any of us know each other, but I will grab your hand and pull you into a dwarven embrace, so to speak.
oh. Hi.
I am Amir.
Nice to meet you. Amir.
Nice to meet you. We are on this quest together.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Yes. Maybe.
I will step back and give everyone a deep bow. Kind of flourish my hands a little bit and say, "My name is Cletus. I am of the musical variety, which I know Matt's gonna make me come up with at some point. So we're just starting it off soon."
Oh no! Your thing specifically says that you know a story for almost every situation.
Of course. Well, my name's Cletus. It's a pleasure to meet y'all.
Oh no, he followed me here.
Cletus, the bard. I move in for an embrace.
I did not say.
I guess he just likes to hug people. Okay.
It is a pleasure to meet you, bard.
I will give him a couple taps on the back. You as well, Amir. You as well. I keep on forgetting the southern accent. I do agree with the ranger. I do think it'd be best we get on our way now. You know, as my mama once said.
Stories
have to
could
go.
be told on the road. Let us go.
Wait up. And I kind of like.
Would Andrew know the direction Aramvale is in? Like,
Yeah, most of you would. Sandoria is not a large place, and so to be described like a or to know at least the primary regions is common knowledge. Not necessarily knowing the name of every town is not. So you all at least know that Arum Plains, which this seems to be in because the map that you got depicts wheat fields, is to the east.
Is anyone from this area?
I'm in the opposite direction actually. I was hoping one of you would
Me
be.
as well.
I am not. I am from the southwest.
Miss
Neither am I.
Miss Bow, was it? You wouldn't happen to be from that direction, would you?
Don't call me Miss Battle. I'm Tinka.
Okay,
You can call me that.
Tinka. Nice to meet you.
Are we wondering? Okay, wait. Are we trying to get out of? Where are we trying to go? I think I'm confused.
Are you familiar with Arumvale? Have you been there? Do you know the area?
Well, a woman of my stature, I know a lot of things.
Do you know this thing? And I point to the X.
Yeah.
You would know the regions of the world. You were taught geography growing up, so you would know all of the different areas of the world.
That's what I was thinking, but I was like, I don't want to overstep. Okay.
You're
I
totally
confirm.
fine.
I know a lot of things about a lot of things, and I do know about that. So I'll lead us.
Indeed, you should lead.
Then lead us, shall.
And just let me know if anybody needs any help, any healing or anything.
Oh, I'm sure we'll need your healing.
Oh, okay.
Just stay close.
Especially if
Axter
the
Prone 1.
dwarf touches me.
Did you want to hug too?
Don't do it, dwarf.
Oh. Very well. I
There's
shall
time
respect
for
your
hugs on the road.
request.
Let us go.
Road hug.
Wow.
Seems counterintuitive, but sure.
That was
Shall
not
we?
an
Shall we? Shall we go then?
Alrighty.
I've already started walking away.
I'm sure you have. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. That is where we're going to take our break. So now would be the time. Bathroom breaks, maybe some food, depending on what you want. Now would be the time
make a
to,
snack.
to take a break.
Ugh.
Woo!
Woo!
It's nice to meet all you fine folk.
Nick, can you give me host privileges back? Oh, you did. Okay.
Oh, I just made it so anybody can.
Oh, okay, cool.
Any-
Even better.
Anybody, I mean, I can just make you host, but yeah, it's just I'm sharing. I'm not hosting anymore.
I get you. Hope everyone's had fun so far.
Oh yes, very much.
Bastard.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
How can you just? And see, I kind of figured I could continue to go when you had the person and not the guard stop me,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't want to get like my ass put on the ground, just like real quick in the. I
Uh-huh.
was like, I could see him just like as you
was like-
attempt to walk by, you just get planted on the ground by the guard.
Uh-huh.
Also, you're one of the most like persuasive people probably in our group.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, I could have.
Your job was to talk to people
Uh-huh.
to get in.
We're all here now.
But it was very funny.
I'm glad it was entertaining. I tried really hard. That was so much fun. I'm glad everyone enjoyed.
Also,
What's up?
would it be possible for the pouch of stones I have to be from outside of the crater? Or just very unique stones?
I suppose they can be from outside of the crater. Just this once.
Too bad you don't know anything about them.
That's true. You don't know where they
No.
came from.
I just know them as unique stones.
Correct.
Pink.
Yes.
All the random sounds from Discord today.
I know. It's very, very strange.
Sorry for your loss.
So we have 7 dawns to get this quest done.
Correct.
Please tell me we're not 12 days away from.
No, you're
Armvale.
not. You're like you're. Well, so Armvale is not the city you're headed to.
Or
It
the
is.
Armvale Plains. Sorry.
Yeah, the Arum Plains is probably about 2 days of constant
Okay.
travel.
I know the world has changed since we last traveled in it. I just
Yeah. So it's probably to get to the to start seeing the wheat fields and such. So if you're looking at the map, this crossroads here is probably about 3 days from the city. To get to the actual town that's next to it is probably about another 2 because you're traveling main road and it's pretty easy to get there. But if you go straight there, it would probably take you about 3 to 4 days. But that northern town, which it's listed in the guide, is named Adhara. Just to let you know.
Noted.
I'm glad. Oh, that's a cool thing. Oh, shoot.
I hear planning.
Hmm?
I hear you planning our demise. I already hear it.
I am certainly building the map right now, yeah.
Yes.
I am 100%. I am 100% using this opportunity to actually make the encounter map that's about to happen. So.
Encounter? What are you talking about? Is this like Dungeons and Dragons or something?
That's crazy.
I thought we were playing Pathfinder.
I know. I'm sorry.
Trying to find the path to the place we're going.
Oh, Pathfinder is actually super scary. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I played one Pathfinder game. I was at a friend's house. He had a little like get together like around Labor Day every year.
Yeah, it's kind of a spooky thing.
And he did like a little one-off, and I forget what my character was, but I was very flamboyant.
Yeah. You? No way.
It was fun. I think I got murdered, but I don't remember.
Sounds about right.
No, actually, I know the character survived because it was like, oh, if we come back, I was like, well, we're never gonna probably play this ever again. Not a dig, but it was like we saw the friend like once a year.
Right. I get that. God, I'm so seriously thinking about taking tomorrow or Tuesday off because I hate my job.
Well, if you got the time, use it.
I know, right? But the problem is like they require a 2-week notice, so half of me's like, you know what? Just call in sick. What can they do, right? But other part of me's like, well, that's a dick move. And so I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, we get Juneteenth off as a holiday, so next week I get the following Monday off.
Oh, that's exciting. Do you get anything for 4th of July off by chance?
I get 4th of July off, but I'm actually I'm off that entire week.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
I have taken the time off, as has Jadara.
Gotcha.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
Hey, you know,
Maybe we'll drive to Texas.
do it. Come say hi. I'll treat you to Whataburger.
There you go. No, probably wouldn't happen with the dog, but the dog gets super duper.
Bring the dog too.
Oh, at this point we think she's just super hyper excited when she gets in cars.
I could
Like uncontrollably whining and just like it's weird. So we're trying to get her. We're taking shorter drives to try to hopefully break her of it.
be. Gotcha.
We drove to the dog park yesterday and ran her around for a little bit.
Very exciting.
Yeah, except for the fact that she tried to choke herself the entire way there, and that's with a harness on.
Oh.
She's aggressive. An aggressive puller.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Yeah. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Yeah. Sorry. All right, that should be decent for a starting map. Probably. I'm sure all of you have fucking dark vision, so it's not like it matters.
I have regular dark vision. I haven't heard of fucking dark vision, but
I'm
let me
going
know
to
how I can
need
get
you
that.
to
dark vision.
chill. What?
I don't have dark vision yet.
Oh yeah, you're human, right?
You're gonna need me to what now?
I'm gonna need you to perish.
Oh,
Gladly.
Illegal. Josh, I didn't say you could.
I didn't think I was gonna go to Louisiana, but hey, I'll go visit the parishes down there. No problem.
Why go all the way to Louisiana? God damn. Surely
That's
there's
the
a
first
closer
parish
one.
that came to mind.
No, I didn't say parish. I said Paris. As in Paris, Texas.
Also
Oh.
lame.
The heck's in Paris, Texas?
Nothing.
Which is why it's lame.
There's also a Rome, Texas.
Apparently, it's Paris, Texas is also a drama romance movie of 2 hours and 27 minutes.
That is true.
Oh, that's very north. Not extreme north, but very north, relatively speaking. Why
It's
do you
up
want
there.
me to go to Paris, Texas?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll also be going to Birmingham.
Mm-hmm. You can take a whole European trip without ever leaving Texas.
We drove through London, Ontario once, so we've been to London.
I think we have a London too.
Oh, I'm sure.
You should go through Munster though if you're ever actually in Texas. Munster has a fantastic meat store.
Meat?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Arby's.
No, like it's an actual. it's like an old style German market. So they've got like their own butcher and back there.
Yeah.
They've got some really good stuff. That's where
We
my.
have one.
That's where
We
my.
have one of those near us.
Oh, do you?
Well, a couple actually.
Yeah, that's where
Not
my
German
dad.
necessarily. One's Polish, and the other one is just an American butcher.
Right. That's where my dad always takes his farm animals to get butchered.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know your dad's a rancher.
He is, yeah. They don't have a whole lot, and they only get them whenever they need the beef, but they do. Did I ever make you guys fight goblins?
No, we fought trees, lots and lots and lots.
Oh
of
yeah,
trees.
that's right.
And druids.
Yeah, that's right.
We kept fighting really big things that wanted to beat our asses.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to revert that this time.
Oh, and we
Go
also
Bolts.
we also fought symbols on the floor.
That's true.
While getting stepped on.
That's also true.
Kilowatt, 2 HP.
Look, healer.
Hey,
Stick
whatever
close to
worked,
me.
right?
You and I are our best friends now, healer.
You know what's funny? I don't have to be right next to you to heal you. I
Yeah.
can be
matter.
60 feet away. 60
I
feet
need you.
away.
I need you close. It's gonna be good for my peace of mind.
Nah, man.
That's fair. I'm also a ranged fighter, though, so.
That's
Okay,
fine.
That's fine.
Fight
as long,
5
as, long
feet
as you
behind
stay
him.
within 5 feet of me, I'm good. I don't
Yep.
care what your range the monster is.
That's fair.
right. Replace.
Oh, you're done. Upgrade. The
No, you're
server.
done.
No, I'm upgrading the Dawncraft server.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I should probably go get something like actually to drink and not just this alcohol that I've been drinking all night, but I honestly don't give a shit.
I also now have alcohol.
Alcohol's delicious.
I have a cat.
I also have one of those.
I technically have one.
No, you don't. That cat's not yours.
Not really, but, you know, it's existing.
Although I started talking about him and he just ran away.
Heh, get wrecked.
The champ said, "Fuck you."
No,
Apparently.
it was something else. It wasn't Chomps.
Da-na-na.
Bum, bum, blah.
Whoa!
Oh shit. Oh shit, no. Please, don't do this to me.
It's too late.
Ulf.
Too
Shit,
soon.
my W key didn't work, so it's Ulf.
Lol.
I
No,
had
that's-
I had a
that's
W
League of
key
Legends.
problem recently. It was great.
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm sorry for your loss,
This is how I ended up with the hypersensitive keyboard that I have right now.
dude. I love. Are they? Is it a clickety clack keyboard?
Yeah,
That's all
but
that
it's
matters.
like so. It's like I'm
That's all that matters.
like I was playing I'm playing Stardew, and I know I'm going to do something and hit escape, so I just have my finger resting on the escape key. It
Oh.
takes almost no pressure to trigger it. So
But it's a clickety clack, so.
yeah.
I like clickety clack keyboards.
Mine is also very clickety clack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I was running vaults earlier. I have not gotten a trinket from a completion crate in easy 30 levels.
You poor
I
unfortunate
then-
soul.
I
Yeah.
then proceed to get Hey, I then proceeded to get 2 trinkets from one X-Mark room.
Spoon.
Fucking spooned, bitch. Honestly though, I got the I got like the ender something. It makes it so your magnet turns into
Ooh, the Ender Anchor.
yeah, the teleporter. Then I got another stupid cat.
I
Meow.
feel like that one is good for like just a general use.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
it's red, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, oh sweet.
Or
I also
guess.
got-
I mean, it's not great because it's competing with chromatic powder.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
actually I've just been using that at the moment.
Yeah.
I then got a trinket scrap from a vendor room for like 450 bronze. I was like,
That's
oh,
pretty good.
yes, yeah, very, very good.
It's not even a platinum. That's like 4 gold.
Um,
Are you sure?
I'm so sad. I honestly just wanted to die at work today. It's been a bad day. But it's okay.
So what you're saying is you're going to get revenge upon our
No,
sorry group 13.
no.
Hell yeah, my lucky number.
I'm not going to do that, actually. Hey, everyone do me a favor and go to tokenadvantage2.com and make yourselves a token without a background, please.
I think I sent mine to you and added to my character sheet.
Okay.
Token Advantage 2.
Yeah, it's called... sorry, Roll Advantage. Sorry.
You know I would, but I also wouldn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
tokens. You
Numeral
want-
2 or TOO or
It's
TWO?
rolladvantage.com/token stamp.
Yeah, because it's the second iteration of Token Stamp. I just forgot to, whatever.
Let's see if I still have the one from the last one I gave you. I'll change it later. But that's assuming I can find it.
Gotta find it and drop an image. Even though I don't wanna.
Add it to your character sheets on Roll20. That way I can just drag you and put you on.
The only problem with that is, I don't know.
So right now I've got Spaz and Isu.
Okay, you picked me up. Okay.
Yeah, you still have you used your old character sheet, so it still had it.
Yeah. I may, like I said, I may change it later, but for the moment, it was just convenience.
I get you.
I'm probably also going to use my old character sheet because I don't know how to make a new one.
You can't. I have to.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
wunderbar.
Yep. And that's fine. For right now, just change the picture. Don't worry about all the stats and stuff. I'm gonna go throw this pizza in the fridge. I'll be right back.
Get water.
Oh, shit. Hi, Bo. Are you dead?
And the like, and Katie and Fiddy's like, we're talking about Vault Hunters and D&D and all these things simultaneously. What level are you guys in Vault Hunters now?
74.
Jesus Christ.
One more level and then I get the hot sauce.
Nice. Burger sauce or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
There's still one burger ingredient that hasn't been implemented, right?
Yes, I believe so.
It should work. If I'm...
What did he say to do? Character sheet on Roll20?
Change the image on your character sheet on Roll20.
On Roll20. Okay.
Yeah, and then he'll take the token, but use the token or whatever from there.
Where did I
Bio
save
and info,
that
I
to?
believe.
Um, Up from the top.
Alright, are we all back?
Did I do it right, man?
Did you do it right? Is the question indeed. Shadow has rejoined me! You did. You made the you made the border super bold for some reason, but you did.
I did in fact.
Order tint.
I take it Josh is still working on his.
Yep.
Okay. The only color you should really have to change is border tint. So.
Yeah.
Also, Josh, for the inspiration challenge for our campaign tomorrow, you should definitely just write a love letter back to that sheriff.
Okay, before I start getting into that, how
do you what?
So once I've got it, the
right click the image with the checkerboard background on the right side and just click save image.
Okay. Replace this one. Because I didn't change the background color or the token. Yeah, the color. Go to upload. There we go. Save changes.
And double A, I take it you're still working on yours? Or did you finish yours? No, you're still working on yours.
Well, hang on. The only problem is I have a really hard time getting myself to write. Like I have to be in a headspace to write shit out.
Uh-huh.
Or type it out or anything.
Mm-hmm.
and anytime it's because I need to for something like this, when it feels like an assignment, I fucking can't do it. So
Then don't treat it like an assignment. Treat it like you're writing a backstory for your character.
except I don't write characters. I improvise them in my head.
Cool. So you've improvised it.
Maladaptive daydreaming.
Cool. So you've done that. Now write that down.
I won't do it.
Do it anyway. Does everyone want to watch Shadow lick the condensation off of this can of IBC root beer? Because it's really funny. Go ahead, Shadow.
The other thing you could do, Josh, is dictate it into your voice memo in your phone.
There it is. Yeah, because he never said what iteration the letter had to be in.
I know. I have a hard time with it.
Look at her go. Look at her go. Blum, blum,
And then-
blum, blum, blum.
Olivia actually offered to write it as a letter to the sheriff. And we both saw how good her fucking limerick was.
I think mine was still better, but that's beside the point.
I liked yours better because I had a hard time paying attention to hers. I gave her the point because it was long as shit.
Nope. I know who you like more. It's fine.
I don't believe you, but okay.
I get it. You hate me. It's fine.
I'm literally right here.
I get it. You hate me. It's fine. You only came here for Spaz, Isu, and everyone else. I get it. You only came here for them, not for me. I understand.
Yay.
Favoritism in its finest.
Fuck you. Out of all of them, AA is my favorite because she's fucking great at this game.
That's totally fair. She is fantastic at this game. Shadow, is there any reason you have to lay on my keyboard? I guess there's every reason, right? Because it's just how everything works, you know? One day, AA will find a character image that she likes from this random generator, and we will be able to progress.
I just took my Hero Forge Mini.
Yeah.
Or are we using the 10 iterations of the bot? Oh, I see that.
Yeah, she's trying to
Everybody
find it
gets
through the...
10. You get 10 chances with that, and then after that, it's like.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. If you look at the lower left, it says X number of prompts.
Oh, I see.
Everybody gets 10.
Interesting.
And then they go, "We're sorry, you're expensive. You have to now buy."
Yeah, that's fair. I would sell mine, you know. Yeah, can I watch my own stream in 720, please?
No.
All right, fine. Ooh, you know, that's what I'll do while I'm waiting for everyone. I'm going to go look at PC Parts Picker right now.
Has to move the cat.
This is an all the time thing. It's fine.
What he doesn't tell you is that when he gets a new computer, he'll have a little decoy keyboard off to the side.
No, I probably will forget about that, so it's just whatever.
Oh, hey, Chomps is back. I can turn Keck.
Chomps! What is the most expensive computer I can go with here?
Do you want Intel or
20 grand.
See, so that's the interesting thing, right?
or AMD?
I don't like. I'm more of an AMD user, but that's only because that's what's been available to me in the past. I really don't care one way or another. I'm not partial one way or another. So I'd probably go with like whatever's just a similar option, I guess.
So Micro Center has bundles, but I would recommend you go onto Reddit, build a PC sales, and that'll get you started. Because like Micro Center currently has a bundle for a 12th gen Intel with the motherboard and RAM.
Yeah,
which is better than what I paid for it in December.
What Intel is it? Shadow, you're looking at my
12th gen.
fingers now.
12th gen Intel. So
12th
13 gen is the latest and greatest.
Oh, okay. So 12th gen is so it's like a it's a 12400.
No, 12700.
12700.
i7.
Okay.
Yeah, it's i7.
12,700K. That one's
Like I
going
said,
for $250
if you do
right
Reddit,
now.
build a PC sales is a good place just to kind of watch and see what's going on. Storage is super cheap right now, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's another reason why I'm looking at it. Man, I can spend $5,000 and get an AMD Threadripper 3990X.
Which
Or-
is old.
Yeah, I don't know why it's $5,000.
Because it's rare and it's insane.
Probably, yeah. What's the highest rated? The AMD Ryzen 5, which is also old.
Well, the
I'd probably go with
Ryzen
the-
7's X3D stuff has got some issues right now, so I would stay away from that until they get those sorted out.
Well, but the Ryzen 7 also isn't current gen. I'd probably go for something like a Ryzen 9.
Or 9, whatever the latest processor.
Oh,
I'm talking
okay.
about,
Is it okay? Then yeah,
the
it's
ones
probably
that
the 9.
ones that they're motherboards are catching on fire, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not an AMD user. I'm Intel all the way, just because I am perfectly content with it.
Oh yeah, no, like I don't blame you.
It's not the fastest, but it doesn't catch on fire this week.
I get you. Let's see. I'm looking at a CPU cooler. What's the highest rated one of these?
Noctua NHD 15.
How'd you know that?
You think I'm an idiot?
I don't fucking know. I don't. I'm just looking at the goddamn
That's what
part.
it's
perfect.
what I bought in December.
Okay, I was like,
For air coolers, the Noctua is like top of the line. You're gonna pay for it.
I think I would
But then
actually
I
want
think-
liquid
I think-
cool.
Deep Cool's got some nice air coolers, but Liquid Cool's nice as well. But there's been a lot of clogging issues lately,
Yeah,
so
that doesn't shock
make
me.
sure you get one with a good warranty. Like Lee & Lee's got a 5-year warranty.
Interesting.
Yes, this D&D stream is now brought to you by Computer Parts.
I'm waiting for people to finish their tokens. Okay, this is not against me.
I'm not being critical.
Uh-huh.
I'm apologizing to the general public.
What if I am the general public?
Honestly, I don't think there's anyone in the stream other than you 5 anyway, so.
What are you talking about? According to this, Katie's still here, and then I don't know if these are bots or not. I have no idea. I don't know who your normal audience is.
I don't freaking know. I just work here. I'd probably want to spend around 2K, honestly, to upgrade my PC.
I stopped there. So it's 20K.
Because I don't have that kind of money, Josh.
Build the ultimate computer.
I'm going to need you to calm it down.
I am calm. I'm just stupid.
Oh, Isu has sent me a message, FYI. Oh. Yeah. I was kind of thinking of calling it here. I just didn't know if
it's
if
a
we
little
wanted
late.
to.
Well, I just know we've run into this is kind of being the time when we have ended in the past.
Yeah. We can probably call it here for tonight.
Yeah, I have imminent pumpkinage happening over here.
Imminent what now?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkinage! I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin soon.
I don't know what that means, but good luck, I guess.
This man.
Go out of my gourd.
Oh, don't you worry, Pumpkin. Everything will be all right.
Can I stay here with you guys?
No, you own this house with me, and you have to put up with it.
I found one here for 1500 that's got a i7 3770 Corsair H100i liquid cooler with a MSI Z77 motherboard. It's got a 2K video card for the GeForce GTX 670. It's actually got 2 of those for some reason.
A GTX 670.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not buying it for the video card.
Oh, really? Okay. I haven't looked, like, I haven't been up to date with my computer stuff for a very long time.
You're probably gonna, honestly, you're gonna probably want, unless you're an NVIDIA fanboy, you're probably gonna want an AMD video card. A 6800 is a pretty decent card, although Nick has, to be fair, Nick, that's what you have, and you've been giving you problems, right? All right, we've lost Nick forever.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, that
I
makes
was
sense.
I've been muted the whole time.
Oh, that makes
Ah!
sense.
The whole time. It's just everything. It's just my amazing luck.
Yeah, but the 6800 was the card that you ended up pulling out, right?
You said AMD,
Yes,
right?
I don't think it's technically a problem anymore. I'm just
Okay.
I haven't put it back in there.
You have a 6800?
Yep.
Yeah, 6800, 6850, they're actually fairly affordable, like 400-ish, I think.
What about
The
a
new
60?
cards, the newer cards are the 7000 series video cards, and they're still stupidly expensive, but
Oh, what about the
Even their new-
6950?
it's
So
it's a
that
good
one-
card.
That one, you've been able to find a lot of the last generation AMD cards. I think you don't have a Micro Center, do you? I don't think there's one in Texas. I mean, I know they've been going pretty much just at their like originally advertised price.
Okay, her token should be in.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find 6950 XTs for around $600, which is dirt cheap.
There's the Micro Center in Dallas. I'm not saying it's close.
Yep.
Oh.
And
There's a
Houston.
Micro Center in Dallas.
Houston and Dallas.
But 69. Oh, I mean, I don't think I think you're gonna be hard pressed to find the 6900 XTs. The 6950. is
Well,
probably what you can find new. just
No
'cause-
offense for the moment. We're going to get back on track. I have an important question for you guys. Do you head directly to your goal, or do you stop at any towns along the way?
What if I am the town along the way?
You're not. Shut the fuck up.
So
Are there-
just,
are
ju-
there
I'm
towns
looking.
along the way?
I'm looking at the map, and I don't see a town along the way.
Like I said before, the closest town is Adhara. It's just nearby that you can
Okay.
choose to stop at if you think you need supplies or any of the sort. It is
Or
up to you.
information.
Or information. But it's an important question. Because it's going to decide what we do next time.
I feel like going to the town for information would be good.
Let's go to the town.
All
Especially
right.
if our-
What's the time difference in travel? Do we know?
If you follow the path, it will take you 4 days to reach Adhara. If you head directly to the cave, it'll take you 3 days. And if you head directly to Adhara, ignoring the path, it will take you 3.5 days. Shadow, this is the 4th time you've jumped on my desk in the last 5 minutes.
Well, then, so we, don't
We have
time
7
to go to
days.
town.
You have until the 7th dawn.
So if
Okay.
Is
I
that
think we should go
7th
to the
dawn to be done, or 7th dawn to be done and back in Gilda?
You weren't told that information.
I think we go straight there.
Yeah, I will change my tune.
Well, I'm a little curious. If all we have is the word hunt, what are we hunting for? Do we
that's-
need
yeah.
that information?
Well, we at least know where to go.
You
We
don't.
just gotta be prepared.
That's why I thought we should go to the town to see if there was anything that they knew nearby that needed hunting.
So is it a half-day journey between the town and the X, or is that a full day?
It's about a half day. It'll be hard to tell for sure until you actually get there, but looking at the map, it should be about a half day.
If we go
So-
to the town, we lose at least 1 day.
What about the
If we-
closer town?
There is not a
There isn't
closer
one.
town.
There's a
There's
tower.
not- what is that? A tower?
It is a tower.
Oh, okay.
They are abandoned
Allegedly.
and mysterious.
That is true. And only one of them
Maybe
are
have
actually open
secret
right
messages.
So we could If we want to get it done and be back in 7 days, we're gonna have to just go straight there. I'm sure we will find something to hunt if we go to the X on this map, so...
And of course, we're assuming that that actually doesn't mean that we're about to turn into the hunted.
I'd rather not be hunted, but, you know, I mean...
So we keep a lookout. And if someone starts hunting us, we start hunting them back.
I've never gone
Here,
hunting.
here.
You. No, you.
All right. So the consensus is heading to the cave. Is that what I'm getting at?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So you all take
Yeah.
3 days of travel. They are solemn days. Do you guys really talk to one another during it, or is this sort of like a passing phase to you all?
I feel like I would try to spark up conversation just out of like being nervous. I don't know if it would be productive conversation.
I'm gonna assume not.
All right.
Pretty much entirely paying attention to our path and the terrain around us, trying
Oh.
to get a better feel for where we are and where we're going.
That's fair enough. What is our marching order? Who is in the lead?
Yes.
I think I'm first. Because I know the land, right?
Yes.
Okay. And following her?
Probably be the fighter.
Okay.
I've been promoted to second in a row. Got it.
And after the fighter?
Would probably be me, the healer.
Okay.
He better be right behind me.
Yeah, you told me to stay close.
And after the after the healer
Comes the sorcerer.
comes the sorcerer. And after the sorcerer
No. It's me.
comes Cletus. Does that mean that Ace is in the back?
Yep.
He's
That
the
way I
ace
can
in the
look
hole.
around and not get in anyone's way and catch back up.
All right. So, after 3 days of shocking silence, there's a few attempts at conversation, but overall, you're not met with you're all just a group that were thrown together. There's nothing expected of you here. But after 3 days, you arrive at the entrance of a cave, and what awaits you on the inside is a string of skulls rattling quietly from the wind blowing across the field behind you. And that is where we will pick up next time, here in the Age of Silence. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to each of my players for giving me this chance to once again guide you in a story that hopefully this time is a little bit more consistent, congruent, and a hell of a lot more difficult. If you would all accompany me in saying goodbye to our lovely audience.
Goodbye.
Goodbye to our lovely audience.
Bye, everybody.
Love you.
Goodbye,
Love
Tinky
you.
Winky.
We'll see you guys
Oh,
next
I
time.
love you. I'll kill for you.
Bye.